Yeah, baby. Wonder if all my bad decisions get accounted in the algorithms. No statistician could dissuade me from my bigger vision. I know my occupation's quite an unlikely place in this world to occupy and talk about upon a daily basis. Our information's predetermined by some biased business. We all in sermon to Silicon that push our lovely neighbors. I'm done with paper chasing, think I'm on to bigger banquets. This that full circle, new wave, energy on a Tuesday. Turn a blue day to a bright hue, yellow with a smooth A in hair. Extra fruit, the brand. You can't move me. The music is man. It's a con job, but it's grand. I'm blessed with a great hand amongst many that stand. Yeah, it took some hard work, but blind luck play a huge role. And they say that it don't, when they're feeding you fool's gold. And if I know one thing, the truth's home. Even if it's a tough thing to swallow, an even harder thing to hold and truly know without a doubt while on the globe. Even though that seems inherent, it ain't always so apparent. Dangle carrot, you ain't always gonna get it. But don't worry, it's a pretty February in a year with more to carry and more days is yet to come. Under the sun, taking the ferry to the city where the moment's extra pretty, like the people, like the idea that I keep inside my brain that isn't equal to the real world. All that stress ain't saving me, fear though. I swear to God I'm trying. They pushing their demons down my esophagus, screaming the easy life, what I want always. Praise made up holidays, tell me that love is the answer just to boost this economy. Buy more sell now, but I ain't following. I ain't a hollow man, I'm full of them fall winds. Take it all with a tall grin, and if you feel it, do it with me, and just sing what the song says. Take it all for what it is. It ain't all so big. Take it all for what it is. It ain't all so big.
Hello, this is Security Boss. Listen guys, I'm coming to you with something new and very exciting. It's called I Choose You. Yes, it's a new dating show and we want all of you to get excited about it. Yes, it is a dating show. It's going to be a virtual dating show. We want all you bachelors and your bachelorettes to get excited about it. So stay tuned for I Choose You.
Driving around in California, looking for something to make me stay. Round and round forever searching for something that could never get replaced. Don't need you to save me, but I just really need to be saved. I'm just so sick of waiting for any luck to come my way. Yeah.
This is Unsolicited, and I am Security Boss. Good evening, everyone. I hope you all are having a fantastic Friday night. You know, y'all could be anywhere, but y'all decided to come here with Security Boss tonight and just have a conversation. Tonight is Gender Talks. And before we get there, we're going to have a little conversation. I'm going to tell you how my day has been going. It's been going very well. I want to say hello to some people here in the chat. And listen, guys, it's a lot of things I don't. Natural, Miss Boss. What's going on, Stephen Day? Mr. Steele, how are you? Rick Judah, how you doing? The man fake. That thing I worry about. The main take or the main fake thing I worried about was character. Oh, you know what? That's the most important thing. But can we actually get to the character though? Can we get to character? But before we get there, did I say hello to everybody that's in chat? So listen, guys, when you're coming in, it's something I always forget to do throughout. Make sure you're giving me the thumbs up. Listen, I'm going to remind everyone. And listen, I just want to say thank you guys for supporting this SB Nation Security Boss, just being here. You're here on a Friday night. You didn't have to be here. I am glad that you're here. Listen, guys, if you, Luke Casely, hello, how are you? I just want to remind you all about what's happening with SB Nation. Mike Dove, how are you? Mike's starting it off, right? Mike, you want to get started with the money line song? Is that how you want to do it? All right. So listen, thank you so much for your $20 super chat. And he says, SB, I'm at work again. Look, we need you, Mike. So you get the money line song, though. Maybe it'll make it easier.
I'ma run it every time.
Give me mine.
Going up, need no decline.
Money line.
I'ma run it every time.
Give me mine.
Going up, need no decline.
Yeah. Mike, that was for you. I hope it makes the night go by much quicker. But I know you're probably working a whole nother 12 hours. But anyway, you can hear us, I know. But anyway, listen, guys, if you all have not yet told someone about I Choose You, I need some bachelors. Listen, I have men. I hear y'all. I hear you all wishing and wanting for these women to be there. I have bought you all a beautiful young woman, and I got some more waiting. But I need you guys to respond to the one that's there now. I need those videos. I need a 2 to 3 minute video from you all. sbshow@gmail.com. I need you to send these videos in so we can get started. I'm excited. I'm ready to do this dating show. Listen, this makes it less awkward. It makes us have fun. It's like a friendly environment. You maybe have seen her on a platform. She may have seen you on a platform, but this doesn't just have to end here at YouTube. We can go anywhere in this whole big old world and any bachelor you know and just have them submit a video. The information, listen, the information is going to be on my channel, SB Show 2020. Come on, guys, SB Show 2020 at gmail.com. Send your videos there. SB Show 2020. You can find this information. Listen, subscribe to the channel. Have them subscribe to SB, or I should say Unsolicited Security Boss, so they can get these updates. But I need the videos. I need the videos because I got the young ladies. I'm just not going to put them out there though. I want you all to put that foot forward because y'all telling me what y'all want. I'm trying to give it to you, but you're not responding. You know, one young man gave me a list and this young Bella checked everything on the list, but I still hadn't got his video. I'm wondering. I'm gonna give you some time though. We just announced it on Wednesday. So listen, guys, sbshow2020 at gmail.com. We will put all this information on my channel. So when you go there, you can actually see it. But I do need a 2 to 3 minute video. I need your name and your age attached to it. But I want you to tell me something about yourself that I just need to know. You know, I want you to be a standout. So definitely go there, get the information, send in your video. And, you know, Mr. Steele said, I told another beautiful young woman yesterday on another site about I Choose You. I think she would be another eligible. But I got the bachelors. Thank you for that, though. Let's keep them coming. Keep them coming because I'm trying to get everybody that wants to be married hooked up. I'm trying to get them married. But my men, Eugene, talk to some men about this. Talk to the men and tell them, look, I don't want to listen until you follow the process and go completely through it. I can't hear you no more. I need you to go through this process, meet this young woman. Because guess what? While you're up there meeting this young woman, think about all those bachelorettes that are out there in the chat, in the YouTube sphere, everywhere. They're watching. That could make another, you know, I ain't gonna call it a hookup, but another, you know, I choose you. So let's continue to get the word out. I'm going to continue to talk about it. Thank you so much, Mike, for your super chat. Hello to everybody in the chat that I may have missed. I hope I didn't miss anybody. But if I did, forgive me. Big Bad Bull, I just see you come in. How are you? Listen, I know you want a woman that can cook, right? I already got you. I got you. But if you know some friends, you know, I need you to talk to them and tell them I need a video, 2 or 3 minutes. Because I need somebody on I Choose You. The bachelors, I have so many bachelorettes that are ready and excited. And they're down for it, which is so surprising because, you know, when we do these platforms on Friday night, they won't even come up. But they are ready for I Choose You. So guess what, guys? They're waiting for you all. They are waiting. They are waiting and ready to be chosen. But we're doing it backwards. But either way, the man still does the choosing. He puts his best foot forward. I need y'all. I need the men. So anyway, thank you for that. Listen, when you're coming into the live, y'all gonna hear me say this is gonna be so repetitious. Y'all gonna hear my voice. You're gonna hear Security's boss's voice in your head tonight while you're sleeping. Give me a thumbs up, please, when you come into the live. That's how it's going to be. Thumbs up, please. Let's have some likes. So when you're coming into the live, make sure you give me a thumbs up. Make sure you're liking the video. We appreciate it. Make sure you're sharing the video and also sharing the information on I Choose You, because we need some men folk to come in and allow us to go through this process of I Choose You. So anyway, I want to tell y'all a little story about what happened today. I had a very good day, and then we're going to get on with the topic, because the topic is, and I want you all thinking about it. The topic is, how have men's real expectations been influenced by fakes? Now, I want y'all to think about this. I want y'all to think about it. And we're going to get there. But it's a couple other things I got to tell y'all before I get started. If y'all haven't noticed yet, have y'all seen what Security Boss is wearing? It says SB Nation and Security Boss. All right. So I'm just giving y'all a little bit. I just want y'all to check it out a little bit. Impressive. How are you? Hope you're doing well. Express Vibe. Okay. You know what? I can't see very well, just in case you didn't know. But I got it now. Express I Vibe. How are you? And check it out, y'all. SB Nation. Just want to know what you think about it. We're trying to put some things together to see how it looks, because, you know, we're trying to bring you everything you may need. HL Grizzly. Hey, folks. You know what? You must be from the South. I like that. That's something I would say. Hey, folks. So anyway, check it out. Let me know what you think about it. It says Security Boss SB Nation. This is just a t-shirt. We're just trying it out. Want to make sure it looks good. You know, we're going to make everybody a part of SB Nation that wants to be, of course. But I want to tell you about my day. Caribbean. Yeah, that is laugh out loud. So listen, guys, I'm going to tell you, I had a good day. I'm going to tell you why I had a good day. Today was one of those relaxing days for me. I actually had an opportunity to get a massage. Don't hate the South. I love the South. So listen, I had an opportunity to get a massage. For those of you that don't know, I have had issues with my back for all my life, just about. So anyway, I make it my business to get massages. It's more than just a relaxation thing for me. It's like a health feel good issue. So today they called me and said, I thought I was getting ready to get upset, but I didn't. But they called and told me that my regular therapist, at the one that I had my massage with, locked the keys in the car, and she was not going to be able to make it to the appointment at the time that the appointment was going to be. So I was like, oh shoot, I didn't know what they were getting ready to say. But they said, you know, we have another young man. His name is Kenneth. Would you like to have your massage with Kenneth? I was like, yeah, sure. Because, you know, I want my massage. I need my massage. So I said, yes. Okay, I'll go with Kenneth. Okay, so I gets there. And Kenneth is just nicest. Shout out to Kenneth. Kenneth, I hope you are doing well. I hope you are listening. We had such the best conversation while getting a massage. Kenneth is a young man. He has a background in sports medicine, and he's my new massage therapist. Yes, he is. He did an outstanding job, but that wasn't the best part about it. He's a young man, and guess what he told me today? He said, before he even knew who I was, he said, I just got engaged. I said, what? I said, you pulling my leg. He said, no, I just got engaged. I was like, oh, wow. And he said, not yesterday, he said, we just went through our first round of counseling. And I was like, I cannot believe I'm having this moment right here. This a young black man, yes, just got engaged, and he's going to premarital counseling. I was like overjoyed. I was like, this is the best. And he know how to massage, right? He got strong hands, y'all, deep tissue. He was doing it. I was like, this is like the best day ever. So him and I got to talking. And one of the first things I mentioned, I was just talking to him about the show and things I talk about. And one of the things I mentioned was women and men, the couples putting all their money in one pot. He was like, oh my God, it's crazy that you would say that, because that was one of the things that came out in the counseling session. I was like, wow, really? He's like, yeah. I said, so how do you feel about it? And he was like, well, me and my lady been talking and we on the same page. So we agree. So y'all know that my heart just lifted. I was like, this is good. They were already on the same page about their finances. And he was excited about being married. He was a young man. He had just moved to North Carolina Actually, I think, yeah, he just moved to North Carolina, but he's from Texas. He's just got out of the military. So it was just like, wow, this is like outstanding. I am so glad to hear this from you. I said, you just don't know how hard it is. It seems, I should say. Bro, man, how are you? Can't get no better. You're right. Bro, man, it was so good. He made my day today. Yes, he did. He made my day today. But watching SB Nationwide, Chef Bra, man, you a chef? Or are you just saying you hooking up some spaghetti? Listen, ain't nothing wrong with a man cooking. It don't get any better than that. You're right. But anyway, it didn't get any better for me than today also to have him share his story with me. But I'm just saying, y'all, to hear the young man say that he was still getting married, a lucky lady if her man can, yes, he did good. He knew what he was doing. He knew how to do massages. And he knew the trigger points and the pressure points. He was just good. We ain't gonna talk about that though. But the fact of the matter that the man said he was getting married, young black man, excited about being married. We started talking. We just got on, and he was like, I am so glad I met you. I'm coming to your channel. I'm subbing and all this and all that. Just went on and started talking. We enjoyed ourselves. So that is the story that I want to tell you today. So marriage is not done, y'all. You know, even though you hear on these YouTube streets that marriage is, you know, not the best thing anymore, there are still people outside of our space of YouTube that are still getting married, still loving each other, still devoted to each other, and still committed to each other. The things this man said, y'all are not going to believe. He was like, I want to be married forever, so I want to get it right. I was like, oh my God, do you know who you're talking to? Oh God. So that was exciting. But anyway, that brings me to where we are today though. Money, life, business. Hey, how are you? We're doing gender talks tonight. And in gender talks, I'm asking this question. Y'all don't think I have the answer. I'm asking this question of the men. Have your real expectations been influenced by fakes? Now, y'all know what I mean by that. Y'all know what I mean by that, because I come across a lot of beautiful young ladies, very natural, very smart, two-parent households, if it even matters. I don't know if it matters, but if it matters, who value marriage, married life, who value men, who value their fathers, who have good morals. They have all those qualities. Okay. But they're not Instagram girls. They're not the Nicki Minaj's. They're not the Cardi B's. They're not the BBLs. They don't have the breasts. They don't have the butts. They may even be considered tomboys because they haven't even come into their self at that point. But they're good girls. And I'm just wondering, have we been so influenced with what we see on Instagram that it's just like, you know, messing our minds up, just hooking it up? I don't know. Have we though? Are we just so messed up? I mean, because listen, everything that we see and hear, it influences us no matter how much we try to pretend that we're, you know, I'm better than that. I don't fool with that. That don't do anything for me. Listen, you can say all you want. If you're constantly looking at beautiful women or beautiful men on Instagram and they're perfect, you know, even down to the filters, the skin, everything is in order, the hair, the breast, you know, if you're constantly looking at that, you're getting an image. You're getting an idea of what you like. You're actually painting a picture in your mind of what you would like to have laying next to you every day. You are painting a picture of this. This is what it looks like. So my question to men is, does it really look like that? Or are you missing someone with character? Like Rick Judah said earlier. Can you actually see the character? No, you can't. You have to have the conversation. But are we allowing them to walk by because they're not the Instagram model type that we have now impressed or has been imprinted on our brains? And we think that's what we want. Denise, how are you? How are you? Brittany, how you doing? So listen, guys, I want to know. That's my question to you all. And I need y'all to be honest with me, because listen, these ladies that I'm pulling out my hat, they're beautiful women, but they're not Instagram models. They're not. Cedric Carson, how are you? And you have a $4.99 super chat. Let me go ahead and read your super chat here. I'm keeping it real. A lot of women should give God praise for filters. Stop for the filters. Listen, They should. But there's a time when we got to come off from behind this camera, right? And we got to keep it real. Is that realness going to be good enough? You know, is it going to be good enough? Is it going to be enough? And men, I'm asking you, are we allowing those images to imprint your brain so much that when a good one walks by, will you actually recognize it? Woman Sphere Ministry, how you doing today? It's good to see you. So will we know though? I need y'all to tell me the truth, because I know I hear men, I'm there with you. I'm one of those women that may have been considered a tomboy up until about 19 years old. I may have been, because I like all the things that men like, and I hung out with my dad. So I did like the sports. I did do all those things, the cars. I love cars. Even now to this day, I love cars. So, you know, up until about 19, makeup, heels, and none of that stuff was important to me. It wasn't. But at 19, I decided, you know what? I want to be this kind of woman. I want to be this kind of lady. So it became important to me. So I started caring more about what I looked like on the exterior. I started caring. I started wearing heels. I said, I'm going to wear heels. I'm going to smell good. I'm going to invest in some makeup. I'm going to do my hair this way. I started saying, I'm going to go to the hair salon. I got a job. That was me. But, you know, my time was a little different than what's now. I think sometimes ladies these days are what we call blooming or blossoming a lot later. So you might have a 24-year-old that has not yet decided what kind of woman she's going to be. And you might meet her, or you might meet her and be like, she kind of tomboy. She don't do nothing. She don't do no sprucing up. She don't have no makeup on. She don't have no lip gloss, no nothing. But she's an outstanding friend. She has good character. She's even, you know, expressed that she wants to be married. She wants to have kids, but she's just a plain young lady. You know, would you allow her to go by and pass her by because right at that moment you can't see that beautiful woman, that attractive woman that you saw on the Instagram? Are we confused? Can you even recognize beauty? Are you all looking for beauty without the makeup? Or can we see that? I need y'all to help me out, because I know a lot of young women that are beautiful. And one of them told me that her mom told me she's never been kissed. I'm going to do this super chat and we're going to get back to this story. Emmanuel, thank you so much for your $9.99 super chat. Emmanuel says, I really think it's not a big deal. As long as it look natural, men will be okay with it, especially if her character is good. Mr. Boss, you hear the money line song? I need you to be dancing, laughing out loud. He does. He's dancing too. He moves his shoulders. One day, y'all will see him moving his shoulders. Yeah. So listen, Emmanuel, you say you don't really think it matters. Let me tell you something. It's a big difference. Because when we get an idea of what beautiful or beauty looks like, when we have that impressed on our minds, it's kind of hard to compare a natural to it, because you don't really know what you're looking at that's natural, you know, or fake. You know, I'm not talking about just obvious things, right? I'm saying when you get an idea what's beautiful in your mind, you tend to stick there. You know, how is her social skills? Those women who never been kissed probably have poor social skills. Absolutely not. They have outstanding social skills. It's just that their focus, they're tomboys. Their focus have been on other things. Focus has been on becoming a dentist. That's what it is. That focus has an encouraging mother and father. It's been about her being a dentist. Now, is she out of control? No, not at all. But just focus has not been late bloomers. Late bloomers, what we call them. Just hasn't been, you know, I'm not ready for a boyfriend yet. So this is me. So Mr. Steele, thank you for your $20 super chat. What is really sad is that there are beautiful women who would alter their bodies to get validation from men who they have unrealistic expectations for. They bypass men who would take them the way they are. You know what? I heard this from Women's Sphere and Manosphere. He actually said that the BBL is the number one plastic surgery cause of plastic surgery deaths. So women out there are altering their bodies so they can get a man. Now, I know a lot of times we always say they're altering, they're doing this for other women. Y'all got to help me out with that. I don't agree with that, but I know that's always a theory. They want to look better or want to be in competition, I suppose, with the other woman. But with the other woman for what? It's for the man. It's the number one plastic surgery deaths. So these women are out there getting these things so they can be recognized, so they can get the attention. They want the attention, guys. Now they want the attention because the guys are giving it to them. Now we just need to walk really slow and need to pay attention, and we need to stop pretending. This is real. If women are dying from getting surgery that they don't have to have, but they're doing it because they feel like it's going to make them look better. They're looking better to get more attention, and the attention is coming from a man. Okay, it's coming from a man. I know how you say that, no, they're doing it for other women. Y'all got to come and explain that to me. I don't agree with that. I don't agree with that. So help me out with that. But they say that's one of the main, that's the BBLs that's killing people, y'all. And they're still willing to do it so they can look good. See, women don't like rejection. Just in case y'all didn't know it. We don't like rejection. The Hawk TV, not just any type of man, auntie. What do you mean by that? Listen, we're going to drop the link in just a little bit. So I would love to hear you all come up and tell me exactly what you mean, because I want to know, are your real expectations being influenced by the fakes? Because women are losing their lives behind these BBLs. And, you know, there's a such thing as a maintenance. You know, we can do maintenance or you can do augmentations. You know, maintenance might mean we get a lift when you get a little older. Augmentation means you're going to go from an A to a D. You know, all this is plastic surgery, but there's a difference. You know, these women are totally altering their bodies. Thank you so much, Mike, for your $10 super chat. Attention is a drug to, woo, it is. It is a drug to some women. Y'all, we want it, and we can't stand being rejected. But you get the money line song also for that, Mike. Give me mine.
Going up, need no decline. Money line, I'ma run it every time. Give me mine. Going up, need no decline.
Yeah. So listen, Eugene, we gonna play your money line song. Give me mine.
Going up, need no decline.
Money line.
I'ma run it every time.
Give me mine.
Going up, need no decline.
Yeah. So listen, Mr. Eugene, your comment was so good. I know you got to have your money line song, but I already know you know the money line song automatically. So you singing it in your own here, right? But listen, both of you all made such interesting points. Attention is like a drug to some. And Mr. Eugene, they are being bypassed. They don't have to do it. They don't. Ine, hey, how are you? So listen, we don't have to do it. A lot of them don't have to do it. I've even heard a young lady say, if you work hard enough in the gym, you can change your own body. You can, but that's work. That's a lot of work. Y'all know that. That's a lot of work. But, you know, we ain't signing. Listen, I want to hear what you're saying about these social skills, because I'm not sure about that. Because the young ladies I'm talking about right now, they're in more of a service industry. And I think I talked about these young girls before. It's like 5 of them. They're in the social industry, service industry, and nurses and teachers, and they're great, you know. Wow, so much as we tell women we don't deserve fake, we men are the blame for women chasing superficial alterations. I'm not gonna make you the blame of it, because a grown woman has to make a decision to do what she does. But I'm telling you, we don't like rejection. And if a woman feels like she'll have more opportunities with men, they'll do whatever they got to do it. And they've been getting these BBLs. Y'all know it started with what? It actually started probably with the nose and the breast. You know, it was keeping it simple. And we hear all about the botched nose and the fake breast. And did y'all know that when you do breast surgery, it has to be done like every 10 years. It's not one and done. It's something they have to keep up with. Right. So these women go in and do this because they want the attention. It's so much pressure in today's society to look a certain way. Now, I believe in maintenance, y'all. Don't get it wrong. I'm out here walking. I'm lifting. I'm boxing. I'm doing everything I can so I can keep this 50-year-old together. I don't want to lose anything, because getting old ain't a joke. So I kind of understand where the women are coming from a bit, but it's gone to the extreme. And you have people like Nicki Minaj and what's K Michelle. Now all of them went all the way to the left, right? Now they're saying, "Oh wow, I shouldn't have done this." Now they're coming back this way. Now they have the money to do that, but there are people who are dying. He told me the other day, I did an interview with him, Manosphere, Women's Sphere Manosphere. AR, I think is his name. Or is it AL? I'm sorry if I'm saying it wrong. Forgive me. But he told me that that's the number one cause, plastic surgery. That's the number one plastic surgery that causes death. And they're still doing it. I'm sure it's blood clots or things of that nature because it's a lot of maintenance and aftercare that comes with things like that. So you have to keep up with these things if you're going to do it. So I just want to know, though. I mean, listen, let's don't lie about this. These women look beautiful. When they get that tight little waist and that big old booty and them breasts, y'all know it. They look good. You can't take it away from them. I mean, we ain't talking about extremes. I'm not talking about the 52. I'm talking about the nice proportion young woman that carries the augmentation or the BBL correctly. Y'all know what I'm talking about. There's a lot of them out there. They have the beautiful face, the beautiful skin. They get their teeth done, everything. They look very good, y'all. They do. But they're dying. So I want to know, though, are your expectations, men, are your real expectations? I mean, are you looking at something, a fake product? And could you really handle a real product? I mean, really, you're talking about fake to real. Those girls look good. Those Instagram models look good. And listen, Cedric already told us about them filters, so the expectation is very high for a woman or for a man towards a woman. And I get it. You want a beautiful woman because you're going to be married to her for the rest of your life. But remember, though, there's some evolution or some evolving that takes place over years. I'm not going to be the same 25-year-old woman that I was 25 years ago. Hope I age gracefully. Hope I age nice skin. Hope I do exercise and all of that. So I'm not going to be the same person. So don't have that type of expectation on your woman. But when we allow the Instagram models to imprint on us, that's a different type of beauty. It is, y'all. It's real. Even for myself, I look at them and be like, dang, she look good. I can't take it from them. That was some good surgery. Really good. But get them teeth done. You got to get them teeth done. You got to wear them adult braces. I did it. But Instagram didn't influence it. Between your older, your teeth move. Just a little sidebar. So you got to get some. You got to do something. But my point is, guys, this is real. And I have to keep myself together. And you would want a woman that has that same mindset that she needs to keep it together. But you can't compare me to an Instagram model. And I often wonder, back then when I was getting married to my husband, Instagram wasn't there. So would I have been enough because I was a natural woman, or I am a natural woman, would have been enough? Or would he been comparing me to, because listen, he could easily touch an Instagram model, or he can easily touch a woman on Instagram that's had a BBL. And if she looks good with it, then why not? Right? She might be jacked up in character, probably selfish as hell, but she look good. And guess what? That might take you for the first 5 years, but what happens after the first 5 years when stuff gets, I was getting ready to cuss, forgive me. When stuff get difficult, what happens? Can those looks take you from 5 to 20? Because remember, I told y'all those breasts last about 10 years. You got to go get them tightened up. Men, y'all want to tighten up them breasts. Y'all want to pay for that? You better be willing to. So that's my question. I'm going to drop the link. I want you guys to come up and let me know. It's just a question. Have your real expectations been influenced by something that's fake? Because these are beautiful women, y'all. They are. There's beautiful women always, all around. But when a young lady tells me, and I'm looking at this woman, this is a beautiful, to me, it's a beautiful, natural looking woman, long hair. She got the virgin look all over. I hate to say that, but she's got the virgin look all over. She got the I haven't been touched look, but it's not a minus look. It's just that I haven't been exposed to the world. I'm not a worldly girl. I don't go to the nightclubs. I haven't been there. I went to the Christian college. I went to the Christian high school. Now I'm in this school, college school for dentistry. That's the most I've been exposed. So things are going to start changing, okay? Or they have started changing. But now I'm out here and I don't really know nothing about guys because that hasn't been my focus. So men, I'm asking you, would you recognize this young lady to be a wife, or would you just, zoom by her because she hasn't been exposed to the world? I often think about that. Zaire Griffith, hello, how are you? 4KT. So would you recognize that? I want to know. Omar, I don't know what you laughing out loud at me. Maybe. That's all. That's what I have for you. I see it all the time, and I bring these women, and I have these women for you. They haven't been exposed. They have not. But young men, I want to know: will you recognize that woman, or would you just, pass her by because right now you got a image of beauty in your mind that's just, I don't know. But Mr. Steele, we're gonna bring you up in just a moment. But I need to hear that though. I want y'all to think about that. If I have some single men, I want to hear what you're saying, Mr. Steele. I'm gonna hear what you're saying in just a moment. I just don't know. Let's see. Brittany says she needs to find her man at church. Don't turn her to a YouTube. No. Listen. Oh gosh, we're not gonna turn it into YouTube though. But I'm about to protect her. You can, but listen to this. We're just, I'm just saying, it's so many good women out there, and I see them all the time. I just don't want, and it'd be good men too. I see the men. I just want to know because I hear so much. I hear so many complaints. Mr. Steele, can you hear me? Go back out and come back in. Do your double take. Do your double take really quick. Do your double take really quick and come back up. I'm waiting on you. Okay, so listen, talk about that. Let's see. The girls from the Barbados were, well, you're from, they're different. Okay. I want to hear about that. I want to hear how they're different because there's a bunch of innocent women here that are looking, they are in the market for a nice young man. They're marriage minded. They are wives. They, they're in order, but there seems like they're missing these good men. Mr. Steele, what you think about this?
Well, certain men, I myself included, always have this image in our minds about what the good looking woman would look like.
Okay.
We always have that image. And, I don't really watch Instagram.
Okay.
But I did run into an image like that on Instagram by accident. And, men, you visualize it, you always have these fantasies about, these women. I would watch porn from time to time. Now, I'm going to tell you, not all porn stars have those bodies. I can tell you that now. They don't.
Okay. I would think they would have went out and gotten the surgeries, but you're saying they really haven't done that.
Right. Some of these porn stars have not done that at all.
That's interesting.
Yeah. I mean, some of these porn stars look like, your average everyday girls.
Right.
With no special bodies. Some of them don't even look like the Instagram models.
Right.
All. The thing is, men can sometimes be mesmerized by these fake bodies because, again, it's ingrained in our minds. I know it's ingrained in our minds, but I'm also, realistic because, growing up, I've seen all type of beautiful women who, did not have these bodies at all.
Right.
And I remember in college and high school, I've been rejected by girls who didn't have these bodies.
Okay.
But the thing is, we get so in tuned in these bodies where I'm not for sure all men think this way, but sometimes we get so in tune with these looks, we don't really think about the personalities because some of them can have some nasty personalities.
I'm glad you said that because that was very honest. I believe that. I do believe that a pretty girl can get away with a lot of bad things, a lot of selfish behavior and things of that nature because she is a beautiful woman. I do believe that. That's true.
Yeah, and I mean, I've I've seen, I've seen a couple who I tried to approach, but was very rude. I'm like, you know, I'm sorry, I cannot do it. So, you know, it's nice to see, be with one with that type of body, but if not, at least, you know, you know, somebody who's real, at least, you know.
Listen, let me tell you a story. You know, I'm a dark skinned woman. If you can't tell, I am. And I used to be darker. When I was younger, I was darker. Listen, if I could go to a tanning bed once a month, I would go to a tanning bed once a month. I like dark skin. I happen to think I was better when I was darker. Now, this is what's funny is that I never knew, I know that colorism exists, but I never had a problem. So when people, I never knew I was even in competition with a lighter skinned person. It was never an issue. So when I hear now that, I hear stuff like light skin privilege and men like women with light skin and longer hair, it's kind of almost puzzling to me because I always felt like, well, I think that men like me were the ones that liked it like me. They like me. I'm a dark skinned woman. So I never knew that was an issue. But now it seems like it's more of people have said stupid things to me before. You cute to be so dark, but that was just ignorant. I didn't care about that. But now that is added on to, it seems like that's been added on to this other thing about this natural. Because like if a woman is dark skinned and she's natural, and she's got the kinky hair, she may not be so attractive, but she really is. But we're not looking for that. Men are passing that over because, again, you're seeing the woman that's perfect or nearly darn near. These girls look almost darn near perfect. You probably can't pick out anything wrong with them. You can't say they got big noses. You can't say they got big, you can't say anything about them. They're almost 10s. Right. And the woman that's a natural 6 that may need a little lip gloss or, what do you call it? A little something done to what they call it, a covering style to her hair or whatever. They won't even pay her any attention, but she's the wife. She's the one that'll rub your head for you. She's the one that'll rub your feet. She's the one that'll cook that meal. She's the one that will care for your kids. But it is so, overlooked that it's just being overlooked. But listen, let me read this super chat. Luke Casely, thank you so much for your super chat. It says natural, it's a $9.99 super chat. Says natural is best. It is. An Asian man divorced his wife after learning she had extensive plastic surgery to look completely different than her natural self. He divorced her. I often wonder about that. Though, if a woman got a lot of plastic surgery to her face and then had a child, what would the child actually look like? Dang, I didn't know that. But Luke Casely, you get the money line song. Jane, there you go. Give me mine. Give me mine. Yeah. Thank you so much for that. Wow. You know what? That's interesting that a man would leave his wife, divorce her because she had extensive. So he guess what? He probably felt like he was with a stranger. Wow.
Yeah, and the sad part about it is, when somebody said this, when you're going through a plastic surgery, it's like you're putting your life on the line here because plastic surgeries can go wrong. And it actually did kill a few people as well.
Well, they're saying now the BBL is one of the highest death rates of people. The BBL, and I guess because it's so intense, it's so much. You're doing breasts, you're doing butt, you're doing lipo, you're doing lifts, you're doing implants. And guess what? They're sending them home right after, or they're sending them to some, wellness home right after you get out of here. Why wouldn't you need to stay in the hospital a little bit longer just to make sure everything was good?
Right. I mean, and plus, I've heard stories about all the side effects they get, when growing older.
Oh, I never heard of that before. What kind of side effects you get when you get older?
Well, I know this one lady had plastic surgery, right? And she came out, she was all messed up, when she got older. I mean, her lips were like very extended. Yeah, very extended. Um, I mean, face was just all messed up.
Mm. And listen, Taya says, but the surgery is not one and done. You have to go back for maintenance. I definitely agree with that. You have to. So listen, Canadian born, how are you?
I'm doing good. I'm doing good because when I heard that story, I read it in detail. And did what happened. The guy was the
What
well.
story is this? Is this a story about the Asian woman?
Yes. What
Okay.
happened is
Yes.
she do it a very attempted surgery to change how she look. It
Okay.
went after she gave birth to a couple of kids. The kid did not look like what she is at that point.
Mm.
Okay, well, looking kind of like what like Asian people. They're very very difficult. You can play around with them because if you look one way and your children look another way, they're going to question who you really are anyway to begin with. Until she had to confess and show the actual picture of how she really looked before all the attempted surgery. The man got real mad. Right after that, he divorced her all the way through because she didn't look nothing like she was before in her picture. And her kid was looking like how she was before all that intensive surgery. It was a lot. So it's
So
almost like
did they mention? Okay, so I'm trying to figure out how a woman goes away from her husband for any length of time to get surgery, and he not know that she's doing this. Was it some
no,
sort of?
she did it before she married the guy.
Oh, so
Before
you're
she met
saying
him.
he didn't even did he know she was Asian?
No, she know she was Asian, but the way
I
she
got you.
was before,
I
he
got
never
you.
knew about it.
I
She just
understand now.
completely changed her image 360 before she ever met the guy.
Got it.
Her new look got her husband. The problem is, even though you change your look, your DNA carry on to your kids.
Right. Right.
So the
Right.
actual look that she's supposed to look like came out on her kids. And when, well, let's put it, you're a wealthy man, you married one of the most beautiful women. She gave birth to, how you call it, the ugly duckling.
Oh
Not
God.
once,
And
not
so he
twice,
divorced.
but three times. Something is wrong.
Wow. So listen, that's exactly what we're talking about though, because we're saying your real expectations being influenced by something fake. She was totally fake. She got the man, and now what? See,
Well,
that's what we're talking about right
yeah,
now.
but see how the house story got busted. On did that happen? He got her pregnant a couple of times, and the kid came out consistently but ugly.
Mm.
So he was wondering, what he cursed or did some kind of scam or something evil come upon him, not realizing she
His
completely
wife.
altered her image from top to bottom. And there are
Wow.
YouTube videos that show people how people look before their makeup.
Yeah.
There are people who look real gremlin. I'm trying to be animated, gremlin like. Until the makeup came on, they look completely different what they usually look.
I've seen that totally different. Hold on one second. We Unlock Nation. Thank you so much for your $10 super chat. Thank you for being here. Thank you so much. You get the money line song. David, you know what to do with the money line? There you go. There you go.
Going up, need no decline.
Money line.
I'ma run it every time.
Give me mine.
Going up, need no decline.
Yeah, yeah. All right. Listen, that was a good one. So listen, David, that was a very good story because that's where we are right now. Because if our expectations have us looking for something that looks a certain way, and then we marry her, and then it comes out to be a different way, then what do we do? Do we divorce the woman? No, you don't. You don't. You can't divorce the woman. It's you have to live with it. I mean, he did, but he left her with 3 kids, and
I
it
get it.
doesn't really
If it's for
matter at this point, though. Does it
if it
really matter? It doesn't really matter. But listen, we ain't signing says the guy's a real estate mogul. He's super rich. Okay, here in China. Oh, okay, there are schools for teach Chinese women to get rich men. Ah, he was a
Yeah,
student.
Mm.
Oh, now wait a minute. Wait a minute. We ain't saying that this is something that's recommended in these schools in China. I need you to answer that question. But I got a super chat coming up here from Sir Hill. Sir Hill, thank you so much for the $49.99 super chat. Thank you. You get the money line song. I'm running it anytime. Give me mine.
Going up, you know the kind. Money line, I'ma run it every time. Give me mine. Going up, you know the kind.
Brittany B, thank you so much. Brittany, thank you so much for your super chat. Let me find it. Okay, here we go. Thank you so much for your super chat. Where did it go? Money line on credit. Thank you guys for your support. Always thank y'all for your support in supporting Security Boss and SB Nation and Mr. Boss. Y'all know we take our time to listen. What's going on over there? We take our time to try to put together a good show for y'all. I hope it's entertaining. I thank you guys so much for your super chats when you support the channel. And listen, I am going to thank you more when you start supporting or when you do support. I choose you. But if you're coming into the live, please give me the thumbs up. I need the likes. I need the likes. I forget to say this all the time, but I'm going to stop now and remind you all, give me the thumbs up as you come into the live. And again, thank you so much for your support when you over here at SB Nation. Definitely by super chats and just being here with me. It makes it a terrific Friday night. But I do want to hear, oh, wow. We Ain't Signing says, yes, that is something that is taught at these schools. Did y'all hear that?
Uh-huh.
Ain't that okay? Ooh, that's interesting.
before I leave, I just want to say this. When it comes to people of high society, they don't want to be deceived into something. So I could get why he did that divorce. Because if I'm a multi-millionaire and I found out you're not who you really are, and I found out after I have certain kids, I go first somehow. But who are we to say no to those kind of people?
But listen, before you go, let me say this to you. But before you do that, we got another money line song. Before the billions, thank you so much for your $9.99 super chat. You get the money line song, and here it is. David, I like your money line dance.
Give me mine. Going up, you know the kind. Money line, I'ma run it every time.
Give me mine.
Going up, you know the kind.
Yeah. Okay. Whoa. Let's see. The divorce was fair, and he sued her and won. Sued her for what?
Whoa.
Okay, I'm not going that direction yet. Hold on. Before I do that, because David said he needed to go. But David, okay. These women, okay, this is proven. I didn't know this about the school in China, but here in the US, I can obviously see that women are altering themselves to get men. And they feeling like they're in competition. This is such a weird thing because on one half, you're saying women are saying they don't want men, right? They don't need men. They don't want them, but then they're altering their bodies. So somewhere along the line, they're altering their bodies for men because they're in competition with other women and they're trying to win because they don't want to be rejected. But then you're saying that when men find out that they altered their bodies, they may be unhappy with the results or what's to come, the life afterwards. So this is so confusing.
I'm just being honest because I watch the news every week and people are leaving the country for illegal surgery and people are dying from these things. So the way I'm looking at this way, for women, why would you risk yourself to the situation whereby you want to look a certain way and it jeopardize your health and your life for what purpose? It don't make no sense.
Because they're feeling like they're feeling like they're in competition with other women, beautiful women, and this is what's required. And what do you think about that? You don't think that's what's required? It goes back to the very first thing Eugene said. He said they're altering their bodies, and some of them don't even have to, but they're feeling like they have to because they're not getting the attention they want from the men.
At least not from the men they want to get attention to. One from, yeah.
We can't blame the men though, because that's a big thing to decide to do. I'm not going to blame any man for that, but it is about the attention. Please stop capping. The U.S. women are not altering their bodies for men. You don't think so? Especially not a husband, maybe for a strip club. What? So you saying all these women, big bad bull?
Let me tell you why he's saying that. Look
Okay.
at social media. We got Instagram, we got TikTok, we got Facebook. Mostly Instagram people use the alteration to make money off their viewership and subscribers. Same thing with the TikTok, same thing with the Facebook. It's all about the marketing.
So
The
yeah.
better you look, the more money, and it goes straight to OnlyFans and this other platform that people market them to based on their looks alone, not based
Okay.
on
So
their
let's say it
skills.
like this. Okay. So y'all gonna help me out with this. So if they're not doing it for the men, and I'm going with Black David here, and he said they're doing it for the marketing to make money. Who's paying the money? Paying the money, big bad bull. Who's paying the money? Who are they marketing to? Or is it the women paying the money, or how are these women getting rich?
Here's the thing about social media. If you notice, based on the large amount of subscribers and view you have, these social media companies pay out. Same thing applied to YouTube, based on your subscriber, based on your view. The same thing applied on Instagram, it applied on Facebook, it applied on OnlyFans, it applied on all these other social media websites that make money off the people where they can bring revenue. It's all revenue driven, either we like it or not. I'm just saying this have
So
been happening, and I knew it was going to happen since I worked in the first one called collarclub.com. It's a trend.
So listen, I'm with Big Bad Bull. I'm agreeing with you, Big Bad Bull, as far as the husband go, because I can see what you're talking about. I see that, but the men are the ones that are paying for this. The men are the ones that that they're being marketing to. So you're saying all these women that are getting these BBLs are doing it for clicks? They're doing it for OnlyFans. They're doing it for Instagram. Or they're being models or whatever. All that is for the purpose of making money. Gosh, I wish I knew somebody that was close to me that had a BBL, because I would definitely love to ask. I would love to ask. I would love to ask, because I think if
I'm
you
not trying I'm not trying to give a shout out to Fresh and Fit, but you
listen,
know what
this is
they
my
bring on their
question.
shows.
If you're not doing it for a man, why change your body? Well, listen, Taya. Okay, we can agree. I'm going to speak for myself. I don't want to speak for you. I can kind of see where he's going with it when he says for a husband. I can agree with that. But then now I'm back with Black David when he's saying the marketing and the making the money of it all. But I'm having trouble with the fact that all these women want to be a part of Instagram, TikTok, and the OnlyFans. That part I'm having trouble with. I don't know if that's the truth. Okay,
I'm not then an analyst, but
men is
if you were to look into it and do a survey of how many women that you see on Instagram who getting huge amount of views, you will see a demographic, and you look at which one of them done the search, which have not done the search, which one done the live tour, so would have not done a live tour. You'd be surprised what you see across the board. It's a
okay.
marketing thing.
So then, Big Bad Bull. Then this brings us to this. The question is, have your expectations been influenced by the fakes? Because if it's a lot of men that are investing their time, far as the marketing goes, are being entertained by these women, then is now your new expectation? Is this now what you, I mean, not you particularly, because I know you want a woman that can cook. I know what you're looking for. But I'm saying, is it now what a young man is considering to be, his expectation? Is this what he's looking for to have as a wife? Is what he considering attractive? Is this what he wants to have? So then go back to Brittany's comment. She said the problem is women want men that don't want them and do things to try and get them. And men want women that they can't get. Everybody is passing over everybody.
Oh yeah.
Now that's where I'm at. I agree with you, Brittany. I agree. So how do we stop them and say, look, this is good? Exactly. I seek a woman with cookbook for marriage. Big man, boy, I'm with you. I understand. You're not a part of this right here. You are, but you're not. I'm not overlooking you, but I understand. You come from the old school, and I get it. Listen, it's very hard these days because they make it so complicated. Most men want feminine, natural fit women. I know they say that. I know they say insecurity. Miss SB, they want to be viewed as beautiful to society due to media. I agree with you, Miss Creative. But where is it coming from? Is it women, or is it?
I'll say this before I leave. Look at Nicki Minaj, Cardi B, all of these celebrities that be marketing themselves that went under the knife to do so. Look at it before, look at it after. I've been saying this over and over for a while now. Society decided to change and made how celebrities change themselves. That's why I criticize Kim Kardashian and the rest of them for that same purpose as well. Here's the biggest problem. They were trying to mimic one person, her name is Buffy the Body, on the Outcast music video. The problem is she was natural. The fact they couldn't get what she can get naturally, they tried to take a shortcut. Since
Now,
the
who was
shortcut is
natural?
available, you
Who?
know, Buffy the Body, who is in that music video Outcast label, I Like the Way You Move.
Buffy the. I'm not. I heard the name, but I'm not familiar with it. But yeah, go ahead.
She
She
was a
was
video
natural.
vixen. Anybody who know the video, she was a video vixen on that music video.
Mm-hmm.
Whereby they said, I like the way they move. And she was dancing with the one of the main rappers. And the way she looked, she became the idol what everybody was looking to be. Even came and she'll try to get that look by paying for it. They don't want to do the work.
They don't want to do that. That's true. So Brittany says, ladies, get a cookbook, a gym membership, and do the
She know what
work.
I'm talking about.
Right.
She know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, that's
Let
what
me
we
get
need
out
to
of
do.
here. I had
But
a lot of work
listen,
to do.
thank you, David.
I'm here to add the content to what you're talking about because when I heard it, I know exactly what it's all about, and I talk about it a lot because I don't support all the I call them Transformers or Barbies that you buy in Toys R Us. I don't want one. I want natural. That's
Right.
just it. Other than that,
Okay. How many, before you go though, how many women do you think are natural like Buffy that look like that and that are natural?
not a lot. I'm serious, not a lot, because she have a YouTube channel and she explained to everybody. She went to a nutritionist. She asked questions how to get her body a certain way, and she worked on it. It took her time to get there. The problem is, no one want to take the work nor the time to get there. Everybody looking for a shortcut.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
That's
You're
the
right.
problem. I used to be a drummer. I understand that.
Right.
When there's money to make it easy,
You're
who want
right.
to do the work these days? Let's be honest.
So listen, Crave says men and women, it's deep rooted insecurities, fortunately. But listen, Big Bad Bull had another comment and I lost it. But what he was saying basically is that it's all about the money. But even if it's about the money, isn't that still geared towards men? You know, aren't they doing it for that purpose? I
For
get
the
you.
rap artists, for the simp who are spending money on them and stuff like that. Because to date a woman like that, I mean, you're adding depth to your name because you had to pay to maintain it, like the one said earlier.
Mm, okay. All right. So
Let me get
listen,
out of here. I'm glad to
thank
put
you,
everything
David.
in the content. I'll
Thank
come
you
again
so
another
much.
time.
All right. Thank you for being here. So listen, guys, the link is in the chat. If you want to come up and add your comments, I'm still stuck. Listen, Big Bad Bull, I agree with you. You're right. It's not about a husband. But the thing is, I'm getting confused about this thing because is this all getting into your heads or our heads? Because I see the ladies, they're beautiful. I'm not gonna lie. And it is, he just mentioned Buffy. Buffy was actually, I don't know her right now. I mean, I've heard it before, but she was a natural. But how many women actually look like this? And, is that really what the man wants? I know we say we want you all say you want natural, and I want you to have natural, but sometimes natural is not going to look like the Instagram girl. And, it's not. Okay, listen, Lucchese says another issue comes up with these surgeries. Are altered women starting relationships already being untruthful? Absolutely. But you know what? Is anybody even asking? Because some of them are so natural. Some of them are natural and they look good. Would you walk in the door telling your man, you know what? I got me a BBL 10 years ago or 5 years ago. Would you even come in saying it? Or this is not my original nose? Would that even be a conversation? Would that even be a conversation? I don't know. Mr. Steele, if your girlfriend said that to you, what would you say? After you've been dating her for a year or two, she came in, I got a new nose, right? What would you say?
Wow. It's like, that's a good question. I mean, well, it depends on basically when she had that change. Did she have that change, before I even met her? It, 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 you know, it it's so many layers to this because I mean sometimes the changes can be obvious and sometimes they won't be that obvious.
They won't, and the ladies are beautiful. I'm gonna give you an example. What about that Housewives of Atlanta crew, all those girls. Nene has had nose surgery 2 or 3 times. Beautiful teeth, beautiful skin. I don't know if she's had any body, probably breasts or something like that. The extent of it, but those ladies look good. They'll go get the liposuction when they need it. Cynthia Bailey, she's had breasts a couple times. Kenya Moore, breast and butt. I mean, they've had all these things. These ladies are beautiful. Y'all can't deny it. Mr. Awesome, how you doing? You can't. You're 22 today. Happy birthday! I need to have a birthday song. Oh wow! Happy birthday, 22. Lord Jesus, what was I doing at 22? Who knows? Listen, on a Friday night, I was in the club. Where you at? Look at that security boss. I like you. I really love it. But Mr. Steele, all those women are beautiful. I mean, I can't take it from them. I think they all are beautiful. I mean, not everybody may like their style, right? But I think Nene is beautiful. These are grown women. These are 50-plus-year-old women. You know. What? Mr. Awesome, it's not your birthday. It's April Fool's. You hurt my feelings. But it's okay. It's okay. It's still though, y'all. I mean, Mr. Steele, they are beautiful ladies. These ladies have they have to maintain an image, right? They do. They look very natural to me. I mean, to the point where they look good, but you know that they've altered some things. But I don't know many men that would turn them down because of that surgery. Do you? Do you think men would turn those ladies down and be like, "Oh, nah, you've had your breasts fixed a few times. I don't think I would date you. That's not natural."
Well, I would doubt it if they were, turn them down, immediately. And to be honest with you, I really don't watch Real
Housewives.
But
Okay.
but yeah, I doubt it. If they would turn them down, because I mean, like I said earlier, I mean, men always had this image in their minds of
Exactly.
what a good looking woman would look like, and they would, and we would want that. I mean, I
Yeah.
would.
I
I
think you
would.
would want, I think you would want any of it if it made them look good and you were attracted to it. Let me say this. Someone said something about nose surgery. I don't see anything wrong with nose surgery at all. But this is the thing. We're asking, are men's real expectation being influenced by what's fake? Is it totally changing what is real? Or what's the real woman? A black woman, I don't particularly have one, but I got, my nose is my nose. But sometimes our features are very pronounced.
Mhm.
As black women, we're very pronounced, our features. And sometimes we can go say, you know what, if I get a little bit, off this nose a little bit, it make me a little bit more attractive. You may not even know I did it. I'm still that black woman. Now I look a little different, but it may make me more attractive to you. So women think like that because some women want to put forth or want to be the best of themselves. Even with their teeth, you go get teeth, it enhances your cheekbones. It does all that kind of stuff. Women do that. Now, Big Bad Bull, so they're not doing it for the men. I don't know. I'm leaning towards the fact that they want to be attractive to them for themselves, of course, but I still think they're doing it for the opposite attraction. I do.
I believe that too.
I do. I mean, because otherwise, why bother? Unless it is for them, and if there's a big problem, He says, "Y'all, I'm not joking. Is it your birthday?" Listen, if it's your birthday, happy birthday. And depending upon the right circumstances, if they need medical surgery, then I can see that part when it comes to alterations. Listen, I agree, from little Kim to little Ling. I don't know about that, but I'm just wanting to know. Listen, the link is in the chat. If you all have something different to add, I would love to hear it. But have our expectations been influenced by what is not real, by things that are fake? Eugene Steele is here and he says men always have had this image in their mind. That image is pretty perfect, isn't it?
Yeah, pretty much.
It's pretty perfect. So would you call your image a 8, 9, or a 10?
You know what? I would say between 9 and 10, basically.
Okay, so my next question to you then is, what about that 9 or a 10? What are you willing to forego or relax on if she had all the other things?
what I would relax on.
Yeah, what if she had, say your 10, your ultimate, your 9 or 10 was beautiful, long hair, size 10 or 8 or whatever, long, whatever your image is. What's one of those things you're willing to sacrifice
Well,
about?
well, basically, I'm basically a leg man, to be honest with you.
Okay.
Always, I mean, I really don't pay attention to these other things. You know, what I mean, butts or breasts or anything like that. And I heard some men even like toes, and that's the least I would pay attention to. But again, I'm more so uh it's really much that can be sacrificed, really, to be honest with you. Um, a beautiful face and nice legs are two things I would not sacrifice at all. But the rest of really, you know, could be sacrificed. You know,
Well, you're not hard to please at all. Beautiful legs and a good character and intelligence. Come on,
yeah.
that should be a given. Let's add Mr. Panderson here. Mr. Panderson, how you doing?
All is well. Can you hear me good? I'm in the car.
I can hear you. Can you hear us good and see us and everything?
Yeah, I can hear y'all.
I can barely see you, but how you doing?
All is well. Um, as far as this conversation,
Yes, sir.
are they doing all this plastic surgery for the men? The answer is no.
They're not. Tell us about who they're doing it for, or why are they doing it? Themselves?
Themselves? Yeah. Men didn't ask for this. There's not men when you all these spaces where men are finally talking.
Yes.
I've never heard a man say, "Man, I couldn't date her no more because she wouldn't go get fake mutated sloppy booty. She didn't go and get fake." I've never heard it. Men are asking for women to go to the gym.
Yeah,
Asking to
but
lose
listen.
weight, be nice. I've never heard a man say, "I'm looking for a fake mutated." I've never heard it in my life.
No, but have you
Men
heard
didn't
them
ask
say,
for it.
but have they passed over a young lady that was just maybe not considered to be cute?
Well, the other thing is, when dudes pass it over and go get the sloppy mutated booties, that's because they see it as something easy that they can get right now versus doing the work for the classy lady.
I agree with
Sloppy
that.
booty says, hey, instant booty for those who are willing to pay and look a certain way. And they also, the sloppy booty woman got these mutated booties. The self-esteem didn't come with it. Self-esteem is built, not bought.
Okay, so
I know women who have lost weight and done surgeries and all this stuff. Their
Mhm.
self-esteem is where they where they were before, and then they end up making worse decisions. But the other thing is this: if this is what men wanted, there would be men flying on the planes with them, helping pay for these surgeries. There'd be men taking these women out. Hey, baby, guess what? I got $10,000. We're going to Santo Domingo. We're going to Colombia. That's not what's happening. There would be
What?
men waiting outside the doctor's office. Hey, Dr. Jenkins, who you got? This is not what's happening. And if the men wanted this so bad, these women with the mutated sloppy booties would have all the husbands because they want men, supposedly. They'd have all the husbands.
Oh no,
And
no,
if
no,
it's getting
no.
girls in the gym, they would be single.
No, we agree on that. I don't think I'm with Big Bad Bull on that one. I don't think they're doing it for the husbands. We agree on that one. So let me read Big Bad Bull's super chat. It says, I'm a hush and let y'all have this convo. I just don't like to be like the blaming of men for the whack actions of women. I will go to my corner now. Listen, Big Bad Boy, I would never blame you all men for this. And I've said that about 10 times. I'm not blaming the men because women are grown and they do what they want to do. I do think that women are doing this to get attention. I do think that. And why?
It spilled all the way over to, it spilled all the way over into, I just came back from DR. If you go to tourist areas, certain areas, you'll see a lot of Dominicans follow black culture in America because there's a lot of black dudes over there spending this money and they don't know what reality is. They think all Americans are rich.
Mm-hmm.
So they play New York music, some dudes go over there, spend money, and it's not reality. And they're going and getting these over-mutated surgeries. And the bottom of them looks like a capital P. Stick-figured legs and a booty that stands sideways.
I agree
One
with
cheek
you.
bigger. It's
That's not
horrible.
cute. That's not cute at all. I'm not necessarily talking about the fact that what they're doing or how they're putting it together. I'm saying I'm trying to figure out why are they doing it, and is the image of it is what is influencing our expectations, and it's all fake. That's all fake. We're just
Well,
trying to figure out. My question was: do our real expectations of a woman, of what's beautiful, what it looks like, is it being influenced by what is fake? That's the question. It's a question for you all, and
for men, no.
it's
Oh,
not.
go ahead.
Low
No,
self-esteem.
men go and get the prettiest woman that they believe that they can get, based
Okay.
on their confidence, based on where they stand. If
So
the dude thinks he's a 7, he's going to go for 7s and below.
okay. So then my question is: would you ever date a woman that you knew knowingly had a BBL or any type of plastic surgery?
Probably not.
Okay. If you knew, you would not.
80%, 90% chance, no. The problem is there's a shortage of just actual pretty women. There's a shortage of ones that weigh a significant amount. Because of supply and demand, it's a little different. There's a little more tolerance on, okay, well, maybe she was feeling bad 3 years ago. But overall, and then whatever you lack in one area, you gotta perform 10s in the submission but really,
You might not even
this
be able
ain't
to
what
do
dudes
that.
want.
I don't believe in that.
Okay. So hold on for a minute.
I'm trying to give some grace. I'm trying. But really, no, that's not what we asked for.
I know you don't ask for it, but they're going to get these things for some reason. And I think Big Bad Bull said it's because of the money. And when we go to money and it goes to marketing, who's paying, who's actually paying, who actually is giving these ladies the money? Okay, we on lock. How are you?
Ma'am, how are you?
I'm doing well. It's good to finally meet you.
Yeah. It's good to be on here.
Oh, good. So it's Friday night. I want to hear exactly what you have to say. Go ahead and tell us.
I don't believe in all this when it comes to, you know, putting ladies a number, giving ladies a number and everything. I mean, I believe in what I believed in back in the day. A man basically found a woman, and he found a woman because he loved her, he respected her, he groomed her, and they have fun together. Nowadays it's all about the numbers. It's all about getting plastic surgery just because you have low self-esteem and you don't. I mean, you see these people on magazines and say you got to have this and you got to have that, and he's like, oh well, I got to have this surgery, you got to have that surgery. I see if you need surgery because of this and the third,
Mm-hmm.
because the doctor said you absolutely need it.
Right.
If you need breast production, if your back is hurting, and like my wife says it all the time, it's like, oh, my back hurts. I was like, well, maybe you need breast production. I was like, no, maybe I just need to change my bra strap because
Right.
my it's hurting me and it's hurting on my inside and whatever. That's that woman issue. I don't deal with that. But other than that, I don't believe in all these numbers. I don't believe in, listen, I believe in love. I believe in the old school way. You were with that woman because you want to have fun with her and you wanted to marry that woman. That's what I believe. And all this extra stuff, you're watching too much television. Real Housewives, the only original person to me that was original, natural, is Candy. I don't know if she had any alterations or not, but she generally looks like a natural woman to me.
I'm sure she's had her share of lipo and breast, but she still looked beautiful.
Not likely. She just got big. When you get older, you start to.
Okay, now wait a minute. Who are you talking to right now? I just happen to be an older woman. You get ready to tell me about it. Go ahead, I'll listen. When you get older, what?
I'm just saying.
Let me hear it.
I'm in my 40s, and I know. I look in the mirror, and I say, oh, I never was like this when I was in my 20s. I mean,
I promise you, there's been some lipo and some breast enhancements on Miss Candy. But she looks good. I can't take it away from her. It looks good. So guess what, though? An older woman would call it maintenance. I wouldn't say she altered anything. You know, she might have just had it lifted, or like I said, maintenance. So, you know, whatever. They are beautiful women, though. I just think they're very beautiful women, all of them. But Luke Hazley, how are you?
How are you?
Doing well. So listen, we unlock.
Yes,
I'm
ma'am.
with you about what you're saying. I like the organicness of a relationship also. But in these YouTube spaces, that really doesn't exist. My suggestion a lot of times to young men that are trying to find a wife is to unplug from the YouTube spaces. Because even the things that they hear about the numbers, the eight, nines, and tens, it's not good to hear. Once this stuff gets in your head, it begins to influence your decisions. It's just true. We can't help it. It's just like our eye gates. If we continue to look at certain things, Instagram models, TikTok videos, all these type things, it gets into you, it influences you, and you can't unsee something that you've already. So I suggest unplug if you're really sincere about that. And I've said that a million times, but we can't deny that it goes on. Yes, sir.
I
Name
got a question
one
too. Go
10.
ahead.
Name
Name.
110 that is in existence right now that will go hand and foot, fly her out to say Las Vegas, Nevada, Los Angeles, California, Florida, wherever the case may be, to spend money on a 10. Or better yet, marry her. Name one woman that's a 10.
I don't even believe it exists. I agree with you 120%. That's not my thing at all. I would prefer everybody be. I see though is why we're looking if in this space and you speaking to, if they're attracted to what they think is an 8, 9, and 10, if there's a natural 6 beauty that is not in this space that I can say I know and could bring, just set up a meeting or what have you, or bring her to I choose you, would they see her beauty? Would they recognize that this is a beautiful young girl that is a wife and can take care of you and could be the mother of your children? Could they recognize that?
Yeah, this is not true. Come on, let's be real. Men want pretty women. They want the prettiest one that they can get.
Well, what do
That's
you mean?
been like that since the Bible.
But
Huh?
what's not true? What's not true?
Okay. If a woman is a 10, men want that 10. Why? Because she's a 10. Men want the prettiest woman they can get, and they will do what they can. There's rankings to this.
Okay, so stop
Women
right there.
want
Though.
men who
Stop
are
right
rich
there.
and successful.
Slow down,
We're
slow down,
not
Peterson.
created equal.
But hold
Go
on.
ahead.
Okay, so guess what? We unlock right before. Hold on for one moment. Well, Luke Casely, are you listening to me right now? Are you? Okay, so let me ask this question.
I'm here.
Okay, I want to ask you a question too because I want you to chime in on this. But the question is for We Unlock. We Unlock just said to you, he asked me to show him a 10 or let him know a 10 that could be flied out or flew out to wherever someone was. Luke Casely, do you know of a young lady that you would consider a 10 right now? Do you know? Okay, so Panderson, you just mentioned you just mentioned a 10. You said men want the best that they can have. And you said if men want a 10, they want a 10. So a 10 to you is not going to be a 10 till we unlock. I don't know a 10. Luke Casely just said she doesn't recognize a 10. So what actually is a 10?
If there is no 10, then what is a 9 and what is a 7?
It
Doesn't
depends
make
on
sense.
you. It's all pertaining to this. It
Because
goes,
it compares to the 10. Doesn't make sense.
but it's your decision though. You the person that decides what's a 10, what's a 9, and what's an 8. You decide that. I can't decide that for you.
Okay, no, I'm just saying that the 10s do exist. Otherwise, it would start at
I would
4.
say this. I will say this, sir. If you've been with your wife for a long time, you will consider your wife a 10. If
Yeah.
you've been with your wife for a long, if you've been with your wife, if you've been with your girlfriend for a long time, say 3, 4, 5 years, and she dressed pretty in the whole nine for you all the time, but even if she didn't put on the makeup, I hate women when they put on makeup. She's still to me a 10.
All right. So let's get the
You
woman.
know what?
Luke Casely,
Have-
give us your point of view on that.
Not worth arguing. Have at it.
If I ask
All
my
women are
husband,
created equal.
I'm a 10 to him.
They're all 5s.
So listen to what the young lady beside you is saying. Go ahead, Luke Casely.
If I ask my husband, he will say I'm a 10 to him, no matter whether I'm wearing makeup or not, whether I'm just waking up in bed with my hair all over the place or not. To him, I am. But that's what he sees in me. That doesn't necessarily mean that other men are going to see me as their 10. I think it has to do with how the kind of beauty that you're looking for?
I gave up.
What you giving up on?
Are we really going to pretend that all people look the same? Really? Is this what we're going to do today? That
Is that,
sevens
is
are
that
now
what,
tens,
is
and you
that
can just write 1 0 on them, and now they can be tens.
So what
Or
would
you can
be a
write
10 for you, Dr. Panderson? What would you consider a 10? Which woman would you consider a 10?
which woman?
Yeah.
Holly Robinson Pete when she was about 20, 30 years younger. 10.
I can say Jenna Jameson, but she's not a
Okay.
10. She's not
Then
a
why'd
10.
you mention her?
I said I could say, but when you look at the woman, especially a white women
Oh
to
my,
me don't look like anything
oh
at
my
all.
God.
I don't worship white women. I worship black women. Black women, melanated women, whether they're African, Jamaican, Haitian, whatever. If I'm with one
Oh
of those women,
my God.
they are a 10 to me. If I'm married to one of them.
There's
wait a
a
minute.
message here. Somebody wrote, children can distinguish an ugly person from a pretty person. That's true, but they cannot distinguish between a number 5 and a number 10 or whatever the rating is. I mean, I think that there are specific things that people look in beauty, like, I don't know, face
Right. Who created
symmetrical
these numbers?
faces,
Right.
or I don't know what the beauty standards are, but for each man, there's a look that they're looking for that's going to look 10 for them. It doesn't
I agree.
necessarily. If
I
Dr.
agree that each person sees a different 10 or different what they view as a 10. But
Right.
we're not going to pretend like there's no 10s and all people are created and look equal.
I don't think
No.
we ever said that.
Oh,
I
they
think
probably are, but we don't know any.
We're
At least
saying no, nobody is a 10.
okay, listen, I used to think that Janet Jackson was a 10. But that's Janet Jackson.
If you
And she
think
had
she's
no
a 10,
BBL.
then you
Her
see a
booty
10.
was
I mean, I think that listen, I thought Janet Jackson was, I feel like Janet Jackson's a beautiful woman, even now. But during her whole career, I felt like she was a 10. If I had to give her a number, I would say she was a beautiful woman. But we've all know that Janet has had some maintenance along the way, right? Right? Panderson? No? Oh,
I
Janet.
don't know. I never thought she was pretty anyway.
Oh,
So
okay. See, that's the prime
she had a
example.
nice
I think
body.
Janet Jackson is beautiful. I think she's was a beautiful young woman and is a beautiful grown woman. I mean, that's just an example for me of somebody that was beautiful, that is beautiful. I just think she is.
No,
But
if you see a 10, then you see a 10.
okay, so that's the point that we were trying to make. I think that was the point that We Unlocked was trying to make initially. Is that
No, what I was initially saying is that a 10 is a 10. Therefore, men who date will treat a 10 different than they're going to treat a 6 or a 7. If we're just talking about looks, we are not created equal. We're not.
they're going to treat
There's
them
some
different?
dude- Yes.
Okay.
Is Grace Jones a 10?
I don't know who Grace Jones is.
You haven't
But
heard
you're
of her?
talking about because they're black, they already get 15 points. I'm not really pro super bliggity black, the black queen. That's not me.
Wait a minute. What? Wait.
No, he was saying the
I
super
remember
black
when I was
woman get
younger.
extra. Nah.
Okay, so now, can we just deal with the facts and not come up with our own scenarios? I didn't hear anybody say that. He's saying he liked black women, whereas you may like all women, which is fine. If your preference, whatever your preference is, there are beautiful women in all races, so that doesn't matter. That doesn't make sense. Let's just deal with what the person actually said, and what the bottom line is. What someone may think, what you may think is a 6, somebody else may think is a 10.
Yeah, that's what I was about to say. Every single man has his different interpretations of what a 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 is.
Right.
Like my interpretation of a 10, maybe what Dr. Panderson's interpretation is, or maybe different from where Locke's are. We all have different of interpretations.
Yeah, I'm just talking from a reality standpoint.
All right, so wait 1 second. We got to read Brittany B's super chat, and Luke Casely, this is your first time up on our panel, but
no.
you've been here. You got to know what the money line song does for you. It'll move you. Don't even worry about it. So listen, Brittany, thank you so much for your $10 super chat, and you get the money line song.
Money line, I'ma run it every time. Give me mine, going up, need no decline. Money line, I'ma run it every time.
Give me mine.
Going up, need no decline.
Yeah. Okay, so Brittany says she want to be fine like Sarah in the Bible. Abraham had to tell people she was his sister because they would kill him for his wife. Wow. She was 99 and fine. How about that?
Yeah. I don't know. I'm not trying to push buttons. I'm just saying you can't go grab a 3 and then just write 10 on your forehead and say, well, now it's a 10. There's a reality point to this. That's all I'm saying.
Maybe.
Wait a minute, I like this next comment. Hold on. Just everybody
All right.
stop. Stop, everybody. SB is a bona fide 10, real talk. Wait a minute, what's that no on the end? He just capping. Big Bad Bull, you out of here. So listen, Panderson, nobody is trying to keep you from your preferences, sir. We want you to have them. We just want to make sure that they're influenced or not influenced by what is fake. Just want you to have a real, not you particularly, just have a realistic. This is just a question. Are your expectations of your woman realistic? That's all. Not you, but men in general.
Oh, one other thing. I was talking about when you're talking about YouTube spaces.
Yes.
It's not as if now there are some super weak-minded. I'm calling out the men. There are some weak-minded men who have no sense of reality get on these spaces and then form a reality that didn't exist based off what they heard on YouTube. There are some of those, but for the majority, it's men are being able to talk, be heard, and the stuff that they were already saying and already believing and feeling is now coming out of YouTube content creators' mouths. So a lot of it is what they really believed and someone else is saying it. YouTube creators get their info from the men out here trying to date, not where the men who are trying to date get everything from the content creators.
Okay.
So let me go back to that comment that Dr. Penderson said that a man that wanted a 10 would not get with a 3. Don't you think that those number 3 would use surgery to make themselves into a 10 just to beat those men that want the 10 and they were 3s before?
I don't see, how can I say it? I'm gonna leave that one alone.
Come on now.
I don't want to say something because there's married. I don't want to say the wrong thing.
Well, hold that thought for a minute. Maybe we can figure out a way. So listen, Mr. Awesome has a $10 super chat. It says, I've intentionally curated my IG so that I get 0 thirst traps. Oh, okay. It got old and annoying. The women are attractive, but the lack of character makes them extremely unappealing to me on multiple levels. Okay, now I want to know how you saw their character, but that's a different question. You get the money line song though. Thank you for this. Give me mine. Money line. Give me mine. Oh yeah. So listen,
yeah, looks and character are separate.
Right. He said that the character, yeah. So Luke Hazley, that was a very good question. And Panderson,
I can answer, but go ahead.
No, go ahead then. If you want to take it,
okay.
Go ahead.
I'm gonna revise what was said. If you are a 4 as a man and you marry a 3, you are a 4 and you are married to a 3, and that's what it is. You saw her and you knew she was a 3. She looks the same. She's actually getting older, whatever. She is still the same 3 that you married. If you're a 4 as a dude and you get married, you're the same 4 yesterday that you're probably going to be tomorrow. That's the reality. It's not like you can just look in the mirror. Well, I'm going to just fix my eyeballs. She's the most beautiful thing I've ever seen. No, she's the same 4 same thing. Unless you went and lost 88 pounds or got taller or got teeth straightened, got new eyelids. I don't know.
But
we are.
Okay, so we had these 2 married people, and I'm gonna be a third one. I married my husband. We didn't do numbers because I'm old school. But my husband was very attractive to me when I married him. And he's very attractive to me now, even more.
Hmm.
And we have gotten old together. So I think I understand what both of them are saying. You know, we didn't do numbers back then, but there was an attraction. So he married someone that he was attracted to back then, and he's still attracted to me now. So we didn't
That's all
assign,
that matters.
right. So we didn't assign numbers, but I think that's what those two people, We Unlock and Luke Casely, are definitely saying. She's saying her husband is still attracted to her now, and We Unlock is saying he's still attracted to his wife now. But there was no number assignments. Whatever they did, it worked for them. But I mean, no one asked the question, if you had to put a number on it, what would it be? Because the love, covered all of that. All of it was covered. The fact that they
I
loved
agree.
it was, it didn't even, whatever it looked like, it didn't matter at that point. It's what they're saying. And I agree with them both because we didn't have to assign numbers. We didn't.
Sound like a
So,
whole bunch of lustful stuff to me.
No, I agree with that because at the end of the day, if I'm a 7 or 6, if there's numbers, if I'm a 4.6 and I'm married at 6.1, it doesn't matter what number she is if we're going to get married and stay married. None of it matters.
right.
But the reality is, we're still 4.6 and she's a 6. It's still reality.
Okay,
That was
but
all I was saying.
listen, I'm going to tell you something. You probably know this, or if y'all don't know this, I sell houses too as a career of mine I've had for a long time.
Mhm.
I tell one thing to my clients that they need to know. What I tell them is, we can always find you a better house, don't you? I tell them this all the time. Because if we find a house, if you write 10 things down on a piece of paper and I find you a house with all 10 things, you need to buy that house. Because we can always find a better looking house if we go to a different place. We can always find one. So even if I find you a house that you wrote 10 things down and we can find 8 of those things, you maybe need to consider this house. Because if we go to another place, you can always find a better looking house. There are always going to be more attractive people in this world. As soon as you turn the corner, it's going to be a woman that's more beautiful than you are. As soon as my husband turned the corner, it's going to be another man that's more handsome than he is. But somewhere along the line, we have to say, you know what? This house is pretty good for me. And I think me and my family will be good with this house. I think I can grow with this house. I think I can make this house mine. I can add a little blinds, or I can add some paint to the walls, or whatever I need to do, but I can be good in this house.
Dearly beloved.
And that's kind of what I'm saying as far as relationships go, because
I agree 100%.
there's always going to be somebody that's more pretty, with a better body, whether it's real or fake. It's going to be out there. It is. So we have to always, that's just how I measure it. There's always going to be somebody that's more pretty. And then you have to check the character. Are they being the best person? Like for me, check the foundation. Is this house on some good foundation, or is it on a slab? I think I might need to get you one that has a good foundation. I'm not sure if I like the slab or not. Things of that nature. You have to check the foundations. And if that's good, then you say, okay, this is a plus. Because those are things that people don't look for. They're always just looking for the exterior of the house and how many bathrooms and how big the kitchen is. So I'm saying, no, let's get to the bones of the house. Oh, is this a full brick one? No, it only has 3 sides of brick. Okay, well, you know what? If we take a little more time, we might find one that's 4 sides brick that may work a little better for us. Those type of things. The structural. Nobody ever does the structure. We just get that one that looks pretty sitting up on the hill. It's all dressed up good. They've got it's just pretty like that. But then we start breaking it down. Let's go in the attic and see if there's anything in there. Now we're getting in the head of the lady or the man. So that's how you have to do it, because there's always going to be somebody that's just as pretty or prettier. So I just always apply that to relationships. And I think that makes
I
it
100% agree.
that makes it more organic, like We Unlock said initially. Exactly what Luke Casely is saying. And we're married folks, so we're kind of out of this game, but the game has not changed. You just got more distractions. It's more
Yeah,
distractions.
I 100% agree.
Yeah. So
My pastor, my wife's pastor always said, when it comes to the woman, the woman that you pick initially, look at her and visualize her 10, 20 years from now. Is that what you want? Just visualize her, if you will, what she would look like 10, 20, 30 years from now. And the attitude, the attention, the structure and everything, her body structure, her measurements, whatever. They're going to implode.
Yes,
Or you can help her. You can help each other health wise.
absolutely.
Marriage is something that's not easily sustainable. I mean, you got to constantly
Work.
work work at it. Trust me and believe. I'm still working on mine, but we are here.
We unlock.
But
Hold on one second. Let me read a comment here. This is from Jared Jones. He says, wasn't she just saying men expectations been influenced by fakes and they should settle for the 6? I don't if you're talking about me, let me just go back to what I said. The title of the show today is, have men's real expectation been influenced by fakes? It's a question. And I never said I settled for a 6 or they should settle for a 6. I don't think anyone should settle. They should go for what is attractive to them or for them. But note, you're going to always find, if you're just dealing with the outer appearance, you're going to always find a prettier someone or a more handsome someone right around the corner. That's what I said. But if you heard me differently, you can definitely come up and we can talk about it. So thank you for that, though. We unlock, you absolutely right. And I say this all the time. You have to work at being married each and every day. And I'm agreeing with Luke Paisley now, because you said once you get into this marriage, and both of y'all said this, you no longer, the attraction is there because you love this person and it's so much bigger than that.
Yeah.
It becomes huge. But the thing is, we're trying to get I'm trying to get everybody there. So how do we get there? If our influences are fake, how do we get to the point where these two are, where they're saying, oh God, that doesn't even matter anymore? Because we unlock just said it implodes. It does, and it can. But he married a woman that knows that this is important to herself and him, and she has to work at it. Even if he has to grab her hand and say, let's go out here and jog around this block, she's going to go out there and jog around the block with him, or whatever is necessary. Whatever it may be, I don't know. I mean, who knows? Whatever it takes. And the same for Luke Paisley, I'm sure. Whatever her husband has, hopefully, whatever they have issues with, if anything, they can communicate about it and it can be worked out. Because that's what the love does. It gets well beyond these expectations of beauty, these outward expectations of beauty, and it goes into the character of the relationship. Who has it? Who can withstand? And that's what I'm trying to say, though. Are you being influenced too much by what is fake? That's just the question. And I think, Panderson, you saying no, you are not.
I don't think most men aren't. I think, yeah, there's a lot of things being said about men that just are not true.
Give me an example, if you don't mind.
Men don't want relationships. Not true.
Who said that?
No, I'm just saying overall, the stuff that they apply about men.
Oh, okay, that's not true.
Right.
I think men do love relationships. Go ahead.
Right. How the YouTube spaces, there's a left side and there's the right side, just like I was telling you. Because you were actually, I understand that you want to talk to men and women, probably more women. But because you want people married, by default, you are now pushed all the way into the manosphere, because that's how this works.
Stop listening to
make the rules. That's just how it works. Because the other side, I don't know who made the separation or whatever, they're over there talking that other stuff. And if you don't comply, then that's a whole nother conversation.
We're talking about divested people. Just stop listening to them. Just stop.
Divested?
Yeah.
Well, I tell you what, I will divest tomorrow if the woman if she comes with it.
I'm with you.
There's one thing true about black women. They're black. That's it.
No, they're not. No, they're not. They're not black. Anybody
please don't derail my conversation. Okay, so Panderson, tell me
divesting. If God says, "Hey, I got a Spanish woman for you," sí, vamos para allí. If He says He got a white woman, hey, it is what it is.
Well, you're looking for love, right?
Yeah, and love doesn't have a color.
All right. So what are they saying about men that are not true? Besides the facts that who is saying that y'all don't want relationships? I've never heard that.
Well, I don't want to say any names on the platform, but
Okay,
the question is, have you ever went to see what's being said on these platforms? Like random, some are men who are pandering, some are women bashing black. Have you heard what was being said?
No.
Or have you looked in the comments just to see what exactly is going on over there?
Well, to be totally
just to know
honest,
what exists.
To totally be honest with you, when I get beyond this and I'm with you all and I try to support everybody who wants to be married, I don't go too far beyond that. I'm not a chat person. I have to read my chat and I have to be here to see how my people are engaging. But beyond that, I visit Anton's platform sometimes. He's married. So I can't, I go over to TLA, how he talks. So I don't know beyond that. And then of course I do Black Men and, Sir Hill, but beyond that, I don't do too many. So I probably wouldn't hear what you're talking about.
There are a lot of channels, though, trying to vilify the man. And unfortunately, a lot of the younger generation go either to one side or the other. And that's where the confusion for the young ones come in. They don't know what's what. And unfortunately, like I keep telling anyone that I can speak to, young women do not understand that we need the men.
Yes.
A world without men is nothing. We can't, we're going to last 1 week if they ever disappeared. So as much as we want to talk about women being strong and being all of this, it's not the same. And there's a reason why God made us man and woman. But unfortunately, there are a lot of channels making men, Black men, into these evil people that I have no idea where they are, because I've never met one that's that way. So
me either. I say that all the time. I hear things. I mean, I've even heard them say some real terrible things that I can't even repeat them. But that's not my circle either. So when I that's why I'm always saying I've heard men say this, that they can't find good Black women. I've heard them say that. And I don't even agree with that, because I know so many that are around me, but they may not be on these YouTube spaces. And I agree with that. Panderson, I tell you this all the time. They may not be in these YouTube spaces. And I always give suggestions on where you might go to find other good women, what have you. But other than that, I really haven't heard men say anything too negative besides they just can't find good women.
Right.
You want to know what that is, Security Boss?
Hold on for one moment. Mr. Steele, go ahead and say something. Then Mike will get right with you. Go ahead.
Yeah. You only, hear little bits and pieces of it.
Right.
I've watched content creators, talk about instances where some men, didn't want to be in a relationship, and they thought it was pretty sad, to hear. And one channel in particularly, there are women who are giving some of these men reasons to think that way.
Sure.
The side I watch about, talk, to these women who would do negative things to men and cause men to say, I don't want to be in this relationship or anything. But sort of like her purpose is to get us together.
Yeah. Yeah. Mike, what were you going to add to that, sir?
Well, I've noticed the reason why a lot of this is going on is because there's a lot of people who've had a lot of experiences with the opposite sex.
Oh, okay.
And so.
You mean negatively?
Yeah, negative experiences with the opposite sex. And so plus they have also been social media have also sat there and said, like, let's take a woman, for example. You could have good experiences with men, but you're hearing in your ear from your mother, from your sister, from your cousins, from social media that men are bad, even though you never had any bad experiences with men. And so you believe that to a certain degree. And sometimes I believe that their validation that men or women ain't good is more important than actually finding somebody who is good.
Okay, I see that. I definitely agree with you far as living through somebody else's trauma. I mean, I know that's very real. But you know what? It comes a time when you got to grow up, though, don't you think? We have to mature in who we are. We have to grow up. We can't continue to bring our mothers, aunts, or girlfriends' experiences into our own relationships. We have to live our own life and let our own experiences shape us.
There's some people who had a bad experience
Behavior is taught.
just in their own life, who had a bad experience with men and women. And so they don't take the time to heal and realize what happened and say, okay, let me do this. Let me take some time off and heal from this situation. And then, like, let's say for cheating, you never heal from one person cheating. Now you're going to every relationship doing all these things to make sure this doesn't happen, but you don't realize at the end of the day, you're the reason why it's happening.
Right. But don't you think that that's just immaturity? Don't we got to grow up?
It's deeper than that.
Wait, I can't say it again, Panderson.
Okay. If you went and asked 10 people now, and I'm talking mainly black.
Okay.
If you went and asked 10 people, were you taught how to go out and find a spouse? Most of them are going to tell you no. I even grew up in a good household. My parents didn't date. They were 19 and 17. Around me were a bunch of people who were married, but I was not taught how to go and find a spouse and what the whole process and what the structure and stuff looked like. If I wasn't taught, I know damn well the people who didn't even have a father, didn't have a mother, they ain't been taught nothing. There's a lot of people even coming to Anton's place saying they never even seen marriage before. They've never even seen something that worked. They're used to stuff not working. And remember that behavior is taught. And then when you talk about, let's say, this fiction thing that we call a community, a lot of black people are taught to survive as individuals. We're taught to operate in survival mindset, possibly build small networks, but not trust too much the person to your left and to your right. This does not breed husbands and wives. It doesn't. And this is where we're operating.
It breeds self-individualism.
This is who we are. Not like what we're doing or whatever. It's who we actually are as people.
No, I don't believe
And you're talking about years of growth with all these holes that are missing. And then you can't open your front door, or you can't even go to a church where there's an environment of all these marriages to go out here and model. So people are trying to do this and figure it out on their own or any way they possibly can. And you're talking 20% marriages, 26%, 30-something. And out of those, a lot of them are waiting to fail and are zombie marriages, where one person checked out 15 years ago, they're just sitting there.
Now,
or a lot of them are immigrants.
Are you just saying these things, or you know someone that would this really exist? Because
I'm talking in reality. I talk to people all the time.
And they tell you that they're in a
this
zombie.
is how to go get married. This is
so hold on. They tell you that they're in a zombie marriage.
That's what I call them, zombie marriages. The dude's been checked out, or the woman been checked out.
Let me say this to you. Being married is something, and I think We Unlock said this best today, it's something that you work with every day. If you get married you choose to live your life the way you want to live it. You can be happy, or you can live, let's say it like this, you can live hard, or you can live good, right? You can make the decision. If you're going to be married to a person and you're not going to put anything into it, that is your fault. All your fault. It has nothing to do with the opposite sex versus women or man, because you have the ability to say, listen, I'm married to this person. I am going to invest my time and energy into this person and to be in a successful marriage because this is what I agreed to do. And that's how it works. It's an agreement that you make. So put all you can into it. Now you can check out, but when you check out, you just make your life difficult, but you choose to do that.
I agree, but
it has nothing to do with the marriage, though. It has nothing to do with the marriage. That's what I'm trying to get you to understand. The marriage has nothing to do with it.
It's not the marriage, it's the individual. It's the individual, not the marriage. But here's the sad reality.
I don't understand what you're saying. The
sad reality is that we live in a world where there's like short attention spans. And plus, a lot of people have gone through with these relationships and they got into the habit. As soon as something goes wrong or something doesn't go their way, they check out. They got in such a habit of doing that over and over again because you've been dating for 15 plus years and then you finally get into a marriage. What makes you think you're not going to have that same mindset when you get married?
So
Right.
Panders,
These are people who haven't been prepared for marriage. Like I said,
Panders,
people don't know how to date. They
you
don't know.
can't listen. Prepare marriage is something that grows and evolves over time. No, there is nothing that can prepare you for everything that life will give you. There's nothing. You have to make a decision as you go along that this is the decision that you're going to make. This is what I'm going to do. There's no
Mhm.
preparation for being married. You say this person over here lines up with me far as belief system. That's who you choose to marry. That's the person that you get in line with. Then y'all should have some belief system. You go into this marriage. You have no idea what the world is going to give you to deal with as a couple. You have no idea. I can't even make you know. But that's where the marriage starts. That's what becoming one is like. That's what is acting on one accord. That's what it looks like. That's growing in that marriage. The marriage itself is not going to change. The people in it is what makes it. But you can live to be happy and successful within that joyful, whatever, in that marriage, or you can choose to turn your head and be quiet, not put anything into it, be a recluse, find someone else. But guess what? It all starts over again because there's not going to be anyone that's not going to give you some sort of because we're individuals, we're people. I come with my quirks and my husband came with his. We have to grow out of that and we have to be non-resistant. We have to be willing and you get beyond all those things that the world will put in front of you. And it's much easier doing it with someone than doing it alone. But marriage doesn't change. The marriage is the union. You have to put into that what you want out of it. You can't just sit back and think it's going to happen and it's all going to be glorious because she fast passed the first test as of look good, passed the second test, which of character, passed the third test, which is not getting fat. Now we got to say, okay, I got that package I want. Now I have to build on this package because guess what may happen? I ain't gonna say nothing bad because I don't want anything bad to happen to anyone, but something huge could happen in your life that you need that woman to go through that with you and not run away or vice versa. I need that man to walk through these trenches with me and not run away because that makes you stronger. That makes you better. And then it all becomes real to you. It becomes really real. And you get to like We Unlock and Luke Casey was where they say, guess what? None of that matters anymore. I love my wife. She's a 10 to me no matter what. Because that's what marriage does.
No
Yeah,
one
I
goes
had a
to the
question, but I want to let We Are Loc Nation raise his hand a long time ago. I don't want to hog the
Sorry.
mic.
fundamentals. What are the base of the fundamentals of dating? Communication. Communication is key to any marriage. One, what are you communicating with the significant other or whatever? What are you communicating about? Are you communicating about sex all the time? Are you communicating about worshiping? Are you communicating about education? Are you communicating about what do we want to be in life economically? What are we achieving? The first thing is communication. The second thing is trust. Can I trust you over time to be in a relationship 10, 20, 30 years down the line? Do I see that? Can I imagine that in my mind? I always ask in every relationship that I was in, do you believe in God? This is a yes or a no. And if it's a yes, then the next step is, okay, what is your family like? What's your household like? What school do you want to go to? What's your educational background like? What is your what do you want to be? And 85% of the conversation is for her. It's not for you. I can care less about me. I know what I bring to the table. 85% of the conversation is for the woman. And down the line, things get better once you start treating the woman better. And vice versa, she has to apply the same type of rules and ethics that both of you endure each other. The fundamentals of dating. And afterwards, it carries on to marriage. Now, marriage, that's a whole other realm of dimension. The things that you used to do, you can't do them anymore. It's called sacrifice.
Sacrifice. Right.
Marriage is selfless.
Very much so. So, you done?
Yes,
I
ma'am.
like that. That was very nice. Rick Judah, let's get you in here. How you doing?
I'm doing good. I'm doing good. Good evening. Good evening. So everybody's doing all right.
I appreciate this look you bringing us tonight. I like this look you giving us.
Oh yeah. Yep. Got to come through. Look like the Black Power pick. No, I'm just playing. But
Understood.
But for real though, I do kind of like what the brother's saying as far as 85% of communication for the woman. Now, if he's saying in a sense of instructing her and guiding and directing her, then I would say absolutely, because we got to tell them where to go. So they got to know exactly what is expected, and if we go in the right direction, then we're gonna be straight. A lot of people give marriage a bad rap because honestly, and most people hate to hear this, but most men are kind of not fit to be husbands, and men that are fit to be husbands really don't worry about all these problems that people bring up all the time. They're fit to be husbands. They like, okay, this goes on, I'm gonna make it through this. Kind of, and you was kind of saying some security boss. You was saying that marriage is, you're gonna get trials thrown at you. You're gonna tribulations. You're gonna have a whole bunch of BS hit you. You gotta be able to make it through. So if you're the right kind of man, no matter what comes your way, you know what I'm saying, you're gonna be straight.
Yep.
I would have to add on to that.
But before you do though, you have to go into it with the mindset that there's no divorce though. See, that's the problem. Right now, there's always that option. We've been given that option. It's always been an option. Don't get me wrong, anyone. It's always been an option. Anyone can decide to divorce a marriage, but you can actually have the mindset of a married person, and not a single-minded person. And then you take the marriage mind into the relationship and you say, look, this is it. I'm not ever doing this again. And if you can actually walk that out, the marriage will be okay. But if you got in your mind anywhere about being single, which is a selfish thought process, which would bring in a single mindset, then your marriage would be in jeopardy if something difficult happened. Do
you believe in deal breakers?
Well, I'm not gonna even call them deal breakers because like I said, you never know what can happen. Y'all, it's some big things, real stuff happens, and I've never had anything big happen in my life or traumatic. I'm gonna say it like that. But there are people that go through real traumatic things. I mean, I praise God that I haven't gone through anything traumatic. But there are people that are out there that are dealing with some real traumatic things, y'all. Like if you heard them, you'd be like, no, couldn't do it right away. But they did it. They withstood it, and it worked out. But if you have a single mindset of any kind, you will not be able to do it because your selfishness is going to rise, and that's the person you're going to be thinking about, and that's where you'll drop your marriage and you'll go on your own. But I can tell you this: if you're a man that wants to be married, which most men who are married, they want to be married, and the men that want to be married, they do want to be married. You only gonna find another woman, and you're gonna have to start the process all over again. Because if you're a man that wants to be married, you want to be married.
May I ask a question?
Yes.
He said something about deal breakers. Panderson, I was wondering, what do you mean by deal breakers? I'm just curious what you mean.
Okay, everybody's household is different, and I'm not going to speak try not to speak from some kind of negative whatever standpoint, but I'm just saying, me sit down with a woman, hey, this is who I am, this is what I'm going to do, starting. Woman sits down, this is who she is, this is what she's going to do. Okay, what are your deal breakers with her mind? I have some. If she gains 300 pounds, it's a wrap. Probably at about pound 146. I'm out. Sexless marriage, no. It's just not, it ain't gonna work. She might have hers. Look, if you don't do this, you stop paying electric bill because you don't feel like it. No. She might say, look, if you don't, you get lazy, you get whatever, complacent. She has hers, and then we make a deal. But everything that I say I'm going to do to 100%, or I couldn't do it because one of my legs fell off in the street, which is trauma, which should be on the outside. Just like if she has some kind of lung throat cancer and gained 100, I'm going to still be right there beside her, taking her to her medical appointments. But some kind of way where, look, if you do this, I'm done. Deal breaker. And everybody has their own.
You wouldn't fight for any, if she was 300 pounds?
I'd have been gone at about 215. maybe 175.
So let me
I
say
wouldn't be
this.
there.
Let me say this right here. Then we're going to get Genesis. Genesis, how are you doing? You're on mute. I can't hear you.
I'm good.
She's gonna be dead anyway.
So listen, let me get this. Let me say this to Dr. Panderson. Dr. Panderson, I understand clearly what you're saying. No one wants anyone to have bad health, gain any weight. We want everybody to stay beautiful in a relationship. But when you put in deal breakers, I did the same thing. Because when you're new in a relationship, you just don't know. But a deal breaker is a single person's mindset that has nothing to do with the marriage. And until we can get beyond that single mindset, then your marriage will be at risk because there's no way that you can mention all the traumatic things that can happen between her and 300 pounds that could make you leave your marriage. There's no way.
Traumatic.
I can't even share those with you. I'm just saying
traumatic is different.
No, I'm just saying traumatic because I'm trying to get extremes. Because there's so many things that can happen that would be between 0 and 300 pounds that could happen within your marriage. But as long as what deal breakers, and I did it too, don't get me wrong, because you are a single person until you get married. So you can't help but to have a single mindset until you decide to be willing and non-resistant to being married. You start to get the bigger picture once you get married. But until you can transform that mindset, you will have deal breakers because you're thinking about yourself. And I understand it totally, but that's exactly what it is. I'm thinking about myself because I'm trying to figure out at 300 pounds, how is it going to affect me? At whatever those other ones you mentioned, how's it going to affect me? She's saying the same thing. If you're being lazy, how's it going to affect me? It's not about the marriage. It's not about, why is my wife 300 pounds? Damn, what happened to her? What's going on in her head? It's not about, man, this is a man right here that did 5 miles a day. Now he lazy on the couch. What is going wrong with him? It's not about that. It's about how it's affecting you. And that is a single man's mindset or a single person's mindset. And that'll happen. But if you can get past that and then become one and on one accord with your wife, that will go away.
And may I comment to what he said really fast? Because I do want to say this. With the whole 300 pounds, I get what he's saying in this sense.
Yeah,
that's a process. You don't just ain't no magic wand. Somebody comes up and just bibbity bobbity boo 300 pounds. Like she ain't just gonna pop up 300 pounds.
Yeah, you get what I'm saying now.
So that we have to have standards as a man. If you're like, hey, this is what I expect. I'm not tolerating this. I'm not tolerating this. You know what I'm saying? So of course we know that there are some crazy extenuating circumstances. Anybody got a heart is going to understand that. But over time, yeah. Now I feel him at 215. Wait, what's going on here? Now let's get to the gym. And the deal breaker is gonna come in when I say let's get to the gym, and you like, no. Now we got a problem because now you're in your disobedience stage. No, hey, I can't deal with this because now you're gonna get this size, and now you're gonna look like, you know what I'm saying, a blob to me now. You're no longer gonna look like that fit woman that I was attracted to. And that's just one piece. Of course, he said something else that I kind of agree with. I was like, I understand certain things. I'm gonna be like, no, we're not doing that. But it's going to be a process. We're gonna talk about it.
I agree with everything he's saying. I agree with everything he's saying, but within a marriage, that shouldn't happen because you both are working at the marriage every day. And that means putting the other one's needs or what have you before your own. Like you said, from 150 to 300, that took some time.
Hold on, security boy. Here the thing is,
I hope
I will do everything. I'll watch the kids. I'll get up early. I'll buy a home gym. I'll do everything.
Right.
I'll start the cooking. I'll learn how to cook and do some, which I can cook. I'll do everything to create the environment for her to be the wife that I need. I'll do everything plus some. So when she decides to go and snack on them Doritos.
No, because you bought the groceries. You bought the groceries. There's no Doritos.
I didn't buy them. Nope, I didn't buy them Doritos.
There's none of See, I said that already, though, Panderson. I just said that there's no single man. There's no single person mindset. We're about marriage now. So that also means that there's no resistance. She got to be willing. If you stumble upon a woman that's been good and willing and non-resistant for 5 years, and all of a sudden she's resistant and not willing, that's something you got to check out. I agree with you. I'm agreeing totally with you because that's not the same woman you married.
Right. That's all I'm saying. It's not like I'm Johnny Superficial and all that because I'm gonna get ugly one day.
Okay.
Got only 2 years left. But I'm willing to do it. When I come to a marriage, I'm coming to bring and share every resource I have, my soul, my teeth, whatever.
Your teeth.
Hey, I might have to fight Rick Judah and the other guy. I might have to fight both of them because they disrespected my wife. I'm going to lose a tooth.
Oh,
I'm willing to put my teeth on the line for my spouse.
Okay. I promise you, it will not be hard because she's got your back too. Listen, I protect my husband, so it's all good. But Genesis, tell us what you think about all this, ma'am.
I tuned in late, but the question
Yes.
for tonight, for me, is an absolute yes.
Oh.
When their expectations have been influenced?
I'm going to have to drop off in a minute.
I think their expectations, I mean, now women are dying to be thin, buxom, all these other things that they're doing to augment their physical appearance. And we don't even really know what a natural, homegrown, so to speak, girl looks like anymore.
You know what? And if they get it done right and they pay enough money for it, it looks natural.
True.
And it looks actually good. I just can't take it. Some of them do wonderful. I mean, they're beautiful women. I mean, listen, men, if it hasn't influenced you, you still can't take away from the fact that these women are beautiful. And I'm not talking about, y'all know the ones. I'm not talking about the ones that went too far. I'm not talking about, I'm talking about nicely done, enhanced or maintained women. There are a lot of them out there that have had some work done.
Mm-hmm. So I do. I think it set the stage though for those women that aren't into that type of thing. Then I think there are a lot of good women that are being overlooked because they don't have those qualities.
Now, I say the same thing that you're saying. I say the same thing, but I'm not blaming the men for it. But okay, so what do you think about this?
I blame them for it.
You can't, because these are grown women. They're grown ups. But
gym memberships are open 7 days a week.
Genesis,
are they giving their best?
Genesis, do you think that the women are doing it for the men?
Absolutely. They are absolutely doing it for the men. And I'm not going to say in 100% of the cases, but I would say in the majority of the cases, they are doing it for the men. And I think that's why it saddens me, because their self-esteem is predicated on their acceptance from the men, and they're still not being chosen.
Dearly beloved.
Wow. I never thought about that. But you know what? The guys have added a lot of different dimensions to this, because I think it was Black David said something about the marketing of it. I think Mr. Steele said something about them making money off of it. It's a whole market for TikTok and Instagram models. They're making money. Somebody is spending lots of money on the fact that these women have altered their appearances, and they kind of look like, they're perfect. They have perfect bodies.
Mm-hmm.
There's nothing wrong. Well, some of them have gone too far, of course, but
Right.
And I initially said, and Big Bad Bull straightened me on this. You're right, Big Bad Bull. I don't think they're looking for husbands, but I do think they're doing it for the men. But I cannot make the men responsible for them doing it. I can't put that together and make that fit for me, because women are grown up.
Can I say something real fast?
Yes, sir.
Before we were married, my wife, or my girlfriend at the time, had on wigs. Okay. One time she brought me in the room and she took her wig off, and she started crying. You know what I did? I embraced her with a kiss on her forehead, and I brought her to my chest, and I held her for 10 minutes. Does not matter what you look like. What matters what God gave you. If you alter that, other than the purpose of what the doctor has given or what the doctor has instructed you to do, then you're basically taking away what the Lord has given you. You're basically saying, this doesn't look good to me. Well, work on it. Work on it. Do some leg lifts, do some running, do some whatever you have to do. But you don't have to go overboard and just have an alter ego and say, I want to be just like this person, I want to be just like that person. That's all TV talk. That's all YouTube talk. What's realistic to her should be realistic to you as well. That's it.
Yeah, but you know that this is YouTube is a smaller platform, but it's growing. You know, it's getting to be very large. It's a smaller representation now, but there are a lot of women out there that are getting these surgeries. A lot of women. And they are getting them. I mean, if you say it's for marketing, they're making money. I can believe that about some, but some of them, I just don't think it's about making money. I think it's about their personal appearance. Women don't want to be rejected. I do think women are wanting to appeal to men. Now, you got to help. We unlock. You may not be able to help me out with that, but Dr. Panderson, if a man if there was some sort of influence, what would it be coming from a man? What would make a woman do that?
That's why I say it's not coming from men.
No, I know you said
it's not coming from men because men are asking for them to go to the gym. They're asking them for them to be nice. They're asking for them not to come with kids. The things that men are asking for, women are not doing. But they are doing this, which means they're not doing it for men. If they were doing something for men, they would give us what it is that we're asking for. And they won't.
So okay. So you're saying they're trying to achieve what you all want by paying for these BBLs?
There's a small percentage that actually do believe, because they're being told by other women, that this is what the men want. It's a small percentage. But a lot of them who are doing this aren't going and seeking husbands. Their actions are showing that they're not doing this for husbands and for men. They're doing it possibly to get resources out of a man, but they're not doing this so they can go get the best man.
Okay.
They're trying to be at least 2/3 to 3/4 not true.
So they're
not getting the men.
So I agree with you about the husbands, but you're saying that women are telling other women to go get BBLs.
Women are influenced by women. There are more women following women on Instagram and following on social media. Women follow other women. They don't follow other men. They're not on Instagram looking to see what men are doing and what men are asking for. They're following women.
And you saying the men are not following the women?
Men are a little bit different. Men want women, so they're going to try to find out what they want. The dark hole for men is emotional intelligence. That's men's dark hole. Understanding and accepting the fact that a lot of women communicate like women because they're women. Men have a problem with that.
Listen to this comment. Alexandra said, I've verbatim had a man tell me I should get a breast reconstruction.
Hey, can I say something more?
Yeah, go ahead, Rick.
I want to jump in on it.
But hey, I got to roll out. Everybody have a good night. It's salsa time.
Thank you. Go ahead. Go ahead, Anderson.
All right. Thanks for having me on. And my apologies for taking up too much mic time.
No, I like it when you talk.
All right. Have a good night.
All right. Good night. Bye-bye. Go ahead, Rick.
So what's going on? I agree with, I agree that, as I said it's the men's fault. I said it's on the man. I know these are grown women. I understand they're adults and all that stuff. But at the end of the day, look, y'all are controlled by us, whether y'all accept it or not, whether y'all see it or not. Y'all are controlled by us.
Okay.
And what I mean is, in a sense, these women it is the men that want it. And what I mean is not the ones that want wives. The majority of men want sex. We're controlled by our desires. I think that's our dark hole. So being that all these women are on, because we can say that, oh, we don't want that, but these women is dressed like hoes. They got the, the BBLs and the big breast the breast implant
enhancements. Yeah.
They doing that stuff, being the Instagram hoes, the thoughts, whatever you want to call them, for men. Because all these men are jumping in the DMs, trying to get at them, all this stuff. Brittany Renters don't just come out of nowhere. They come from men giving them validation. So other women to see, the ones that I've heard women say, hey, I dress up nice, I'm modest, I look, I can look beautiful. And this woman with her butt hanging all out, it's got all the attention. It's got all
You got
the,
a great
you know,
future
all
behind
the
you.
men going after her. So yes, the men do influence that. We can keep saying the men don't want, like, men don't want it. Okay, that you need to clear it up. Men don't want them as wives, but they are trying to get sex from them. Like a lot of these dudes ain't being real, and that's what bothers me the most. Let's keep it 100. We keep it 100, then we can actually get somewhere, and the women can be like, okay, those men want sex, because women that don't, they'll sit on the sideline and be like, oh, well, all the men want her. Not really. They just want to sleep with her. Want to sleep with you does not mean we want you. It just means we want to sleep with you. So they got to understand the difference, and I understand it can be hard to see the difference, but there is a difference.
It's very hard considering that you're ignoring the modest girl.
And those women that are doing that, they're not differentiating the attention that those women are getting.
Yeah, you
They're
can't ignore
not,
that.
they're not
You
looking
can't
at
ignore
that
it.
attention like, well, he's giving her this attention because he just wants to have sex with her. They're thinking that he's giving her this attention because he wants to be with her.
He wants to be with her.
They want
Exactly.
that attention that she's getting, then they're going out and doing those same things.
Yeah, because how are you going to ignore the modest girl if you? So are you also saying that at this time period that man is not wanting to be married? Maybe is that also? Could we also consider that maybe at this particular time he doesn't want to be married?
No, he doesn't. Like I said earlier, these
Okay.
men don't want wives. You know what I'm saying? They say they do. They don't really want to be married. They're not fit for marriage. That's what I was talking about earlier. They're not fit.
Yeah.
I
Ooh.
would agree to disagree with you slightly, because the era that I lived in, I'm an 80s baby. The era that I lived in, it was pretty much the same thing, but a little different. I mean, we all gone to the clubs, and we've all desired women, and we've drunk, and we've had dancing, and we did this and we did that or whatever. But at the end of the night, there's a reason why me and you stay past 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning conversating.
But I think back then, because I did the same thing with you, we was there together, not there together, but you know what I'm saying. Back then, marriage was like, it was like that's what we evolved into, though. That was a natural course of our life. Now it's not a natural course of their life. Now I do agree with you that some things have not changed. I mean, because guess what, guys? It's just like the laws. Something happens and then you create the law. That's where we are now. Something happened back then in the 80s where now we have a different situation, but that means it already happened. Y'all understand what I mean by that?
Yes, ma'am.
It's not nothing new. People keep thinking it's new and different. It's not. It already happened. It's just growing. It already happened. Somebody saw it, tried to fix it or make it better or create upon it or whatever, but it already happened. So there's nothing new. Okay. So where he and I can say we went to the club, they can't go to the club no more, because there's no such thing as going to the club, meeting a woman no more, because that club now is a strip club. But back in our day, you wouldn't dare take a woman. Everybody that's up here now, back in the day, you wouldn't take a woman to a strip club. That wouldn't be where you go. But now you're freely going. So these women are being exposed to everything. And I can imagine that it's changing them a bit. Or if not a lot.
I went to a strip club.
You really did. Well, you already married though.
No, I wasn't married.
You took your girlfriend to a strip club.
Yeah, she was willing to want to go. But here's the thing. Here's the thing. We willingly wanted to go, but as time went on, I got bored.
Yeah, but that's tricky. You better be careful with that. Don't do that no more.
I've never done
This was years.
Don't do it oh, okay, I got you. But you married her though, right?
Yes, of course.
Okay. Listen, I have heard, but that's an in thing now, and I'm telling you, I feel like that is very tricky. I feel like there's too many influences in the strip club.
Absolutely.
I mean,
for a woman.
Mindset.
Say it again.
It all depends upon a person's mindset.
Was it your idea?
It may not translate to you, but just hear me out.
Okay.
Let's just say you went to the mall, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I believe you talked about this before. If you saw a woman that looked if I saw a woman that looked just as better as the girl that I was with then of course there's the eyes. I mean, the eyes and there's the mindset. You already committed sin when you first looked at that woman. But you want to reconstruct your mind and say, oh, she looks good, but I got this one right here that just looks as good.
Right. I'm with you.
That's why I'm with her. And that's why I'm married. And I'm gonna marry this woman one day. And
Okay.
I did. And I've been with her for 12 years. Even though I will say you probably will not like me afterwards after I say this. I've never outside of my marriage also.
Well,
Okay.
that's your wife. That's you and your wife. Y'all must have some sort of agreement.
No, we don't.
Uh-oh. You don't be telling your secret. Oh, wait a minute. Is it a secret?
No, that's Genesis. She already knows.
Oh, Genesis, ain't no secret. Hey, look, y'all work that out. Listen, I don't get into people's marriages.
Story.
Let me say this though. I don't get into people's marriages like that because I believe in marriages that can withstand everything. So you're kind of like the kind of person that I would have on my show. Because the other day I had a young lady on there that had Genesis. I don't know if you saw it or not, but I had a young lady on there who had been married, and her husband separated for 3.5 years. And they put it back together.
I saw the show.
And they both did their things. Okay. And she said she told him about it. I mean, before she was going out the door, I said, "What did you do? What?" She was like, "I'm getting ready to go get mine." And I was like, I couldn't believe that. I said, "Girl, stop."
And then came back and told him that she enjoyed herself while she was gone.
See, that was tricky. I said, "Y'all," I asked her, didn't I ask her? I said, "Did you sleep in the same house with that man?" She said, "Yeah." I said, "Okay." So guess what? People do whatever they can do or will do within a marriage. But listen, that's what I think marriage is about. I'm not telling someone to do that, but that's to me is a traumatic thing. Can y'all withstand that? Because that's what it's about. People can make mistakes. I would never judge you on your mistakes. I'm saying, can your marriage, which is real, which is very real to me, can y'all walk through that type of thing and get back on track? And you just said you could. So it works. I'm glad I never had to experience anything like that. Hopefully I never will, but I'm hoping and praying that I'm ready if anything happens short of that or beyond that, because that's what it's about. Because you go through things. You think I could?
No, I think you're secured.
Oh, yes. Yeah. Yeah. I think so too. And that's what you want. That's what you want out of your marriage. And that's what I'm trying to get people to see. But going back to what you said though, even with that, those type things, they add stress to a marriage. And that's what I talk about. I talk about things that I've experienced because I can, and you too, your story is good. So you can share with somebody else coming behind you that is married and tell them, okay, you may go through some stressors and this is how this works. It's not saying that everybody's marriage is going to look the same, but when you have these stressors, this is what you can do. Or you can avoid these stressors this way, or you can avoid this way. Because if you bring this into your marriage, this is probably what's going to happen. And so that's what I'm here for. Because I've been through it. It's not like I knew all the things going through it, because I didn't. I was just going through it. But now that I'm here 27, getting ready to be 27 years later, I can say some things and tell you some things that can help you get through what you're probably going to go through. So, and your story is good too. You can do the same. And Genesis has a lot to say because she's been through the ultimate.
Yeah.
You've been through the ultimate, so all those things are big deals. Huh?
I don't see Genesis single. I don't see her as single.
Well, it wasn't her choice.
Yeah.
I'm just saying that she looks like
a married woman.
Yes, she deserves to be married.
Well, if it was up to her, she probably would be. But something.
Yeah, I would be. But maybe later down the line. Right now,
I think I'm totally different from Genesis. If I went through what Genesis went through, I don't think I could ever do it again. I'll be like,
that's what people say.
Huh?
I said that's what people say, but
I know.
After a year, not 3 days a week,
right?
Month, a year or two of healing yourself because you don't want to bring any type of baggage to the next person, or rather, you might want to stay with the person that you have been with.
But what I'm questioning though, her husband passed away. What I'm questioning though is once a married woman, always a married woman.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm questioning that. That is a question. And I may have to do a whole show about it because Genesis would have a lot to offer with that, and other women too. But I'm questioning once a married woman, always a married woman.
And I would agree with that. Like
I'm thinking
my adult life, I've been a wife, so that's all I know.
You the
but I'm
experience.
finding
Yes.
and embracing a new normal for right now.
Yeah, but does it feel single?
Technically, luckily I have an awesome village, so
Okay.
the man things, then I get help with that, so I don't really feel that pressure.
Right, right.
Yeah,
I understand that.
yeah.
Okay, Lucas said, I went through a very sad divorce and met an amazing man that became a husband 15 years ago. Listen, I'm wondering, I'm questioning myself, is it once a wife, always one? Because I do, because I don't see Genesis single either. Even though her husband's not there, I still see her as a married woman. I know it's weird, it is, but I just wonder, you know. But anyway,
I think
go
I
ahead.
think it comes. I'm sorry.
No, no, don't be.
All right. Yeah, yeah. I think it comes from the fact that I mean I never been married, but once you've been married, I mean the whole experience of being married will stay with you forever. And you had that experience. So, if it's somebody you really love, that much, that love is gonna stay with you forever.
Yeah,
Mm.
yeah. Wow, that's interesting. I'm still questioning. I'm still wondering about that because I feel like I would probably be. That's why I said I don't think I would ever be married again. I think I would just be a married single woman to the end. Married single woman to the end. So, but yeah, getting back to what we were talking about, the influence. I do think that I don't want to put it on the men though. I don't, because I still think women should make these decisions, but I can't understand that as a woman myself, I know very well that I don't like rejection, and I don't know of any woman that does or
Right.
anybody that does. And if it's being rejected because of your looks, I mean, I think it was Rick Judah a moment ago that just gave us a perfect example. He just said the modest looking women, and I say it all the time. I got all these young girls around me from the age of about 22 to 28 years old, two nurses, two teachers, and one dentist. I mean, I know full well they're not really been exposed to the world, right? But they're not glamorous girls, they're just, they haven't been out there. They haven't been exposed. They may do a little lip gloss or they may not. Some of us
Are
might
you
say, oh,
saying
they're
they're
tomboy.
average?
Yeah, I don't say nothing wrong with them. But they're natural women. There's nothing
Okay,
wrong with any of them.
okay, so they will be chosen by a man, mate real soon, and they will be married real soon.
But I think that they would be the girls that are so modest that the men may overlook.
Well, that's their loss.
Because they may not have that attraction, and it may not go on for long. I'm just saying, because they do still need to come into whom they are too. They're still young girls. You know what I mean by that? Sometimes women don't mature. I would say all of these girls are what I would say will be late bloomers. They're pretty much daddy's girls. Does that make sense?
I,
Oh,
I
that's the best
don't
thing.
Oh,
I
I
That's the
agree
best
don't
with
thing.
you.
get it.
I agree.
I
But
don't
that's who they are.
understand men. I don't understand why men don't find them attractive, because all of
All
the beat face, she's got to take that off at the end of the night.
Genesis.
When she ages, then her body is going to change. At least with this woman who is natural, you kind of know what you're going
Exactly
to
what you're
get.
getting. Hmm.
You know what you're going to get. And then you don't have the maintenance of all that, because that's expensive to maintain all of that.
And
Genesis.
Alexandra said it well. She says because they live in a hypersexual world, and these girls haven't been exposed to that. They're
There,
still
do you believe that there's energy that if you put this thing out in the atmosphere, you're gonna get the energy that the words that you put out there, words have power.
Mhm.
If you believe, or if you believe that a man is not gonna pick you because of your looks, because you're not a 10 or what, I don't live in that realm. I don't live in that world. I live in a world where if I like you, I like you. If I want to be with you, I want to be with you. I will spend $20, $30 on some roses or some flowers, and I will give it to a woman that I'm interested in. And it's like, can we please speak later on? And I give you my number. We exchange numbers. That's how it works. And then I said from the beginning, fundamentals, communication is key to every startup relationship, and it goes further beyond. I don't live in the world that these people live in. I just don't. It's something that somebody had made up.
It is, but it's real. And
Unfortunately, that's
I
where
agree.
we
I
are
agree with you too,
now.
because I don't spend my real life here all the time either. But this is real. This is still, it's micro, but it's growing. I'm telling you, it's growing. These people, they believe what they believe is really real, and it is a
That's why
representation.
we got us here.
Yeah. I tell them a lot. Unplug and go find your wife. Unplug, because this will get into your head. You'll hear negative things about women or negative things about men daily if you stay plugged into all these different platforms. So I don't even visit it. Now, the thing about it, though, I don't know what makes people interested. Like if I know somebody's talking negative about a woman, I don't think I'm going to go over there. I don't think that's going to be somewhere I want to be at all. So I'm not going to plug in over there at all. I won't even visit that platform. But if you're that person where this is taking place of your whole TV, instead of looking at TV, you're now on YouTube. And so you might just go different places and you will hear all kind of different things. And eventually it will influence you. It really will. Has no choice.
1 Corinthians 15 says, evil communications corrupt good manners.
Yep.
Exactly what happened.
Rick, have you heard this before? Have you heard this before, Rick? In those particular spaces, have you ever heard of a man saying, I paid 100% of the bills, I deserve to have a wife and a side chick on the side at the same time, and the wife has no choice but to accept those type of things from me because I am the head of the household? Have you ever heard of that?
Yeah, I've heard it. That's a lot I could say on that. But I've heard it. Go ahead, finish your point. I'm away from.
No. I'm just stating that if you believe in that, then you believe in the devil, because that's some devilish stuff to me. That means if your spouse is not treating you the way you should be treating you, you're not working on keeping your grass healthy and whatever the case may be, then what makes you think you are going to be any different with this person?
So I got a question for that, but let me ask this. Mr. Steele, did you have anything else you wanted to add? I'm going to allow someone else to come on up.
I don't think I have anything else. I appreciate though.
Listen, definitely stay in the chat, and if you do, I'll bring you back up. I'll bring it back up. But let me say this to that. We unlock. Does this person have a platform, and is this the message that they're actually putting out there?
They're on, as well as I know, they're on somebody else's platform, and the message that they're spewing, it spreads to other people with platforms.
Okay, I see what you're saying. Well, I've heard platforms where even KS, the way he speaks, he confuses everybody. Excuse me, let me say it correctly. He confuses young men to make them think that he's talking about the masses when he may only be talking about high value men or men that are making 100,000 plus a year. I do think people may receive that message to go to everyone, and that's KS. What's wrong? That's not right.
The same man that was divorced twice. Yeah.
Right. But that's not his. That's not what he's pushing though. He's talking to high value men about certain things. Now, if we go over there, and I'm just saying we as people go over there and embrace what he says to be for everybody, then again, that's on us.
Yeah. I'm sorry, my fault.
Hold on, we're gonna let Mel go ahead. Mel, how you doing tonight?
How you doing, everyone? How you doing, Queen? How's it going?
Mel. Everything is good. Go ahead, sir.
I'm sorry about that. My time is almost up. I gotta get to work in a couple of hours, so I got.
Oh, okay. All right. Thank you so much for being here.
Let me up. Bless you all. Bless you.
Listen, I appreciate who you are and what you represent. Keep it up.
Shalom, brother. Shalom, my fellow Hebrew. Holla at you.
All right, brother Mel. Go ahead.
I would say it's the same. You was the same, boss. Yeah, like when they listen to him, to KS and everything. Yeah, they might take certain things and take offense to it or take it the
Oh
wrong way.
yeah.
Or might
Hmm.
not understand where he's actually trying to come from, like with good faith. He speak highly of the average dude like that, all the time. I hear him say it all the time. He talks about certain dudes, a certain class that tells most of the women that most of y'all not gonna get with this dude because they got certain standards. But y'all spend most of your time looking over the average dude so much that don't make it already. You like they want a already ready made man, which technically they could actually build with a dude that doesn't have all the package right there. Like he doesn't have that 6 figures to be a good husband and stuff. You can start building with him because that's
You're
what
right.
men.
Hold on for one moment, Mel. Alexander, you can definitely come and cam up, but we'll verify who you are backstage, and then you don't have to be on camera. But I definitely want to hear your story. I always want to hear women when they want to talk. Derek, 1981, how you doing? But Mel, you are exactly right. My husband and I, when we came into our marriage, we was just as broke, but we loved each other and it was genuine. And us building together made us have more respect for marriage than me meeting him and he was already 6 figures or whatever, and then me falling into his program. It's always easier when you build together. But again, that was about 27 years ago. So I mean, I get what everybody's saying, and I understand how it's very difficult for a woman and a man also. So, and I understand KS, but I can listen with both my ears. He gave me two. So,
Yeah, exactly. Like yeah, like 'cause it's like I don't even take offense to nothing what he says. Period. It's like I could take this information, apply it to me, and stuff like that. Have better outcomes. That's what I'm about. I want to look for solutions. I'm a solution
right.
based dude. I want to take certain information to have better outcomes. Can't be pair bonding or be miserable, pointing fingers and all that stuff, or not even coming with good faith. Sometimes you know what I'm saying? Because like it'll hinder me in the long run if I keep nitpicking, picking, and complaining and all that stuff. And then after months go by, days coming to months coming to years, and then I look back and like all the time it's like I was the cause of everything, like because I sit back and complain and ain't even do nothing, like. Yeah.
Right. Hold 1 second. Alexander, go ahead and show your face for a second, and then you can we'll put you don't have to be on camera though. I just want to verify that you're a person. There's some real crazy stuff that goes on YouTube. But Genesis, you
Yeah.
said you were shaking your head over there.
Yeah. The gentlemen that are subscribing to them, whether high value or not, they can't do this if they don't have the women participating. And I think that we need to be building our young women up and even, holding accountable some of the older ones, that they should hold themselves to a higher standard than to be somebody's side chick.
Yeah, but
Can I say something real quick on
Deserve
that?
more.
Go
Because
ahead.
everybody's saying, okay, I'm gonna put it this plainly. Yes, there shouldn't be side chick, but there's a thing we got to understand that in the ancient world everybody's read the Bible, know what happened with David and Solomon and Gideon. All these men, they had other wives. That don't mean that these women were less than. It just means that these men were great. They were rulers and they had other wives. They had the ability to take care of more women.
I think you need to slow down and say that again. They were rulers, they were kings, and they had the ability to take care of the women. Right?
Yeah,
I heard you say
exactly.
that.
Yeah,
Okay.
and even I'll say this: David, even while he was moving around before he got to his throne, before he came up to the top, and he was still kind of hiding out from Saul, he still was that. But one thing we kind of put high value. We put too much high value on income because men will think they have a certain amount of in their tax bracket. And they're like, hey, now I'm a man. I'm prepared for marriage. And it's like, no. It's so many men that are rich that are actually not husbands. We see the example of the man that just went and smacked somebody. He got all this money and he obviously don't know what being a husband is. You know what I'm saying? You can look at my man Kanye over here crying and stuff. His ex-wife, now he won't do a boxing match with somebody. These men, just because you have a certain amount of money does not mean you're a husband. And it even goes back to the other way.
Sure.
You know what I'm saying? These dudes ain't husbands. Like these dudes are dudes with low character that have a lot of money. And then we'll say these dudes are high value. No, they just have a lot of money and a lot of useless women want to get with them.
So Rick, let me ask you a question. So you're saying that these men are not husbands.
I'm not going to take anybody's husbandship or manhood from them, but I would agree with you to say that they're not good at it. Because what it looks like to me, from my point of view, is that they're trying to prove who they are to these women. You know how, let me just say it to you this way. You can have a woman, like a man, those men, I would think, because they have value, have plenty of money, have access to everything. So they're totally given. They do everything for their wives. Would you all agree with that? They're just doing everything physically that they can do, but the wives still are not happy. You know, Kim Kardashian's saying something, you know, I don't know what she's saying, but she's saying something. And then you got, what's the other girl named Jada? No matter what he do, it's still not enough. He's still not a Tupac. So this man who really loves this woman and wants to be married to this woman doesn't know what to do. He's just trying to follow her instructions to make her happy. So she's saying things like, you just don't even take up for me. I just don't feel this from you. I just don't. And they're reaching, they're doing everything they can to prove to these women that they are these men.
You want to know why?
Husbands don't go after those women.
One key.
Listen. I'm not saying they're good at it.
No. I'm saying, listen. No, I'm saying they aren't at all. A husband will not go after a woman that's not a wife. These women are, for lack of a better term,
I agree with you. But they're not. Okay, so how do we fix it though, Rick? How do you?
I would say
you can't fix them. I'm talking about regular people. You can't fix it.
No. Listen, how do they fix it? Regular people need to know that you don't pursue this woman. It's just like we got to train up our women. We got to train up our men. Our women have to be like, okay, I have 2 daughters. My daughters are not going to marry no clown ass nigga. I'm sorry. They ain't gonna marry no clown ass dude.
I heard you. You're right. But listen, how do you say that these are clowns? Listen, we push providers. We push men to be providers, provision. It's very rarely that you push anything more than that for a man to be a husband. Would you agree to that?
And that's why that's why they're not husbands. We push provider. Provider is only one piece of the puzzle. You gotta have a total package.
I would say the main thing is a masculinity level, that they don't have leadership skills, masculinity. Like I said, being a man first. You have to learn how to be a masculine man first. Just like a woman has to be a feminine woman first before she could be a wife and he could be a husband. And them two lack those qualities. That's why one thing about marriage fail. If he's not lasting certain masculinity levels, that he has to take leadership roles, because he's gonna have to make decisions that the wife might not like, but she's gonna have to understand there's benefit for the whole family, everybody. If he lacks that, she's not going to respect him at all, period. And that's why marriage doomed to fail. And if she's lacking femininity roles, that I gotta let my man follow and lead and have trust in him, that he could lead me and lead the whole family and everything. If she lacks that, then the whole family fails also too behind that.
Okay, so wait a minute, Mel. Tell me about this masculinity. You said masculinity role. Yeah. Is that what you said? Okay, tell me about that, because
one part, the leadership quality and stuff. If she doesn't see you as a leader, how to lead the family, because remember, you're the head of the household. If she can't look to you for leadership skills and everything, and she feels like she has to take that role, she's not going to respect you.
No, listen. Listen to this. You're talking about, and I may be stretching, y'all can help me out. You're talking about a nearly billionaire and a millionaire.
I'm not talking about any rich people at all, period. Because this.
Okay, we're just talking about. I got you. Okay.
Because like Rick was saying, there's a lot of dudes who make over 6 figures, but they don't lack leadership skills. Or they is just high earners, but they're not high value and stuff. Like I said, there's a lot of high earning dudes, but they still do simple stuff for women and stuff like that. So this go for any man. That's one thing when you mentioned about the Solomon. That's the dude that had the many wives, right? King Solomon, or that's his name? Yeah, because he had a masculine leadership role that he had to maintain all those females the way he did. And a lot of dudes be wanting all these different women, but they have to lack a certain masculinity level to handle all those type of women. Even if he has one wife and multiple women, he still has to have some type of leadership qualities to deal with those type of females and stuff.
Yeah, they have to be well, you saying masculine. I'm saying what you're saying is they're displaying some type of leadership, powerful position. And what Kanye and the other young man should have had was access, but they have access and power within their money, but it still was something that's lacking, because it's like what Judah said. He said that they were not wives. Back in David's day, those were wives. That was the purpose. That was what women were there for. We kind of knew what we were there for. Here now, Kim and Jada probably don't know much about being a wife because they're probably
They
still
know
eating.
they
You know
reject.
what? Now I'll still put them
They
two
reject it.
differently. Jada and
Yeah.
Kim, you might not like it, but honestly, Kim was more of a better wife to Kanye than Jada was to Will. Because remember, Kanye's all kind of cuckoo cocoa puff in his head. He had all that money and resources to get help, and what did he do? He went online, blast his wife for like crazy. Like, you think how a woman gonna supposed to take up with that? And he's still doing it. And then look how he's doing it. They supposed to be divorced. She's trying to move on, and she's worried about her business. That's weakness. She sees a lot of weakness in that.
All right, Mel, hold that thought for a minute.
Hey,
Alexandra, thank you so much for being here.
hey, y'all have a good one. I'm gonna
All right.
head out.
Thank you, Rick.
Can you guys hear me?
Yes, ma'am. We can hear you well.
I hate that what I was gonna say is off topic, but it just when they said that I was like, oh my gosh, it's so true, and people don't believe it. So I just wanted to say what I've experienced.
Well, definitely bring us into your world so we can hear, because I bet it's not so far off topic. So go ahead and tell us about it.
Yeah, because you had mentioned earlier about how people will listen to YouTube. Sorry, my voice is a little messed up right now, but they'll listen to YouTube, right? And then they'll be influenced after so much time. And even though people say, oh, it's just YouTube, it's not, though this is not real life, stuff like that, the more you listen to it, like you said, a little leaven it the whole lump. And for me, my man and I were best friends. And it was for, over a year and a half, and before we really got together. But I am divorced. I have a child. And so I fit into that category of, not marriageable based on YouTube standards, right?
Mm-hmm.
But I was very submissive, very feminine. We got along great. We're best friends, like I said. I could probably count on one hand, how many arguments we had. And so we were kind of moving forward with our life. He had asked me to marry him. We were making plans for the future, all this stuff. And he started watching this red pill stuff, like very heavily. And it got to a point where he started saying stuff to me, and I was like, well, wait, but what about this? What about, all the things we had planned? What are you talking about now? Like, how does that align with what we were doing? And he's like, well, what, how would it benefit me to be a stepfather? Like, how would it benefit me, to take on all that responsibility and all this stuff? And this is not, a high earning, high value type of guy. This is a regular guy. And so it just kind of made me, it kind of woke me up to the idea of, okay, maybe, because I was deep in that stuff too. And I was like, okay, I need to be on my P's and Q's because I'm a single mom, and I have to, I was already being that way for him, but even more so, like, I need to prove that this is going to be worth it. But then the stuff he was saying, it was like, that doesn't really apply to us though. And after a while, it was like he got so scared of what could happen, and it just really threw us off the rails, to be honest. And that's why, I was saying earlier in the comments, it's complicated. I'm in a complicated situation because he knows, like, he doesn't want to lose me, but at the same time, he's so scared to commit and to move forward because of all of these possibilities that, that could occur. So I just wanted to put that out there because people, especially men, they don't understand, like, the depth that listening to people can go. Like, it can really get deep. It's real. It affects people's lives.
You have definitely blessed us tonight because I was you, but I was before YouTube, and my husband did marry me. So, and he has a good wife, and 27 years later, we have been together. So I definitely, you have confirmed everything that we've been sitting here talking about today, because it does influence you. And, we are influenced by the fakeness. I don't know anything about a red pill, right? So I can't say much about it. I have no clue, but I can definitely see how someone could be in fear of marrying a young woman with a baby because of the things we hear. And it goes further. You know, you said he's not even high value or make a lot of money, but he's still thinking about what if she takes all my money, and you're over here like, what? Wait a minute, what money? You know, like, and it's just
Right.
get into his head, and he doesn't have a good balance. Gosh, y'all got to unplug. I hate to say it. I don't want you to go. I don't want you to go anywhere, but y'all got to unplug from this YouTube world.
I don't know anything. I don't know anything about the red pill either, but I want to know when the narrative changed. Like, I thought that if you take on a woman who has children and you step up to raise those children or that child with her, when did that not become an honorable thing to do?
Oh, no, because it's not. You got to go back to those pills. They saying that's not an honorable thing because there's a chance for listen, Money, Life, and Business knows a lot about it. He says very much fear. There's a lot to lose.
I'm gonna tell you this from my experience dating a woman with a child and stuff.
But wait a minute though, before you say something, Mel, and to Money, Life, and Business, Alexandra, how long you been dating this man?
I've known him since 2019.
Okay, so it hasn't been that long, but in that length of time, can you recall any problems that you all shared that was pertaining to being a stepfather or, you know, to your child's father?
Problems between my ex-husband and him?
Yes.
Okay.
And wait a minute, hold on. You said from your husband. Okay, so this even makes it okay. Yeah. Has there been any problems in that relationship?
No, I mean, he pretty much stays in his own lane. You know, we have a very stable and set arrangement that we've had for almost 5 years now. And, you know, he sees his child on a regular schedule. He helps us out, and he takes pride in the fact that he helps us out. He doesn't really agree with a lot of the stuff that's said on YouTube.
Okay.
He's actually kind of the opposite. He's more of an Anton mindset where it's like, this is my family. I have to provide for them whether they're with me or not, kind of thing.
Okay.
But
now, does your is he your fiance? Can we call him that or no?
Yeah, you could call him that. Yeah.
Is he a bit intimidated by your ex-husband?
I think so, because my ex-husband's life is a lot more put together. But I mean, I think that's because he set it up that way. But I think when it comes to, I could agree with men when it comes to a woman's gonna put her ex-husband first when it comes to her child. I can agree with men on that part, especially if he's involved in his child's life. If he makes a decision for his child, you know, more than likely that's what's going to happen, because I respect my ex-husband, but I also respect, you know, my man. But he understands, because he has children, he understands that, you know, that man, that's it, that's her father. So
wait a minute. You
yeah,
what?
Rewind that.
Wait a minute. Slow down. Wait a minute. And you said children. You said you have one child. And you said he has children.
Yeah, I don't want to go too far down his business.
Don't say anything more. Don't say anything.
He does
take it slow. Take it slow. And you know, of course, I would recommend that y'all get some counseling, because if he's a good guy and you want to be with him, there's nothing wrong with that. But if he has some fears due to some things that he's listening to, he definitely needs to unplug and go talk to someone that's on the outside of this whole space that can be neutral and just in a good space. You know what I mean? This somebody, a counselor of some of sort that doesn't have any biases, that can just share with you the way a marriage should be, and share with him a way a marriage should be, because obviously you're not that woman, you know, and it all depends on who that woman is. Because I agree that you know, it's nothing like, I mean, any man would fear a bad woman, because a bad woman can ruin a man. And it doesn't really work that way. The opposite. You know, we are very resilient. We go through a lot of things. We have suffered a lot of traumas, a lot of distrust and things of that nature, but we tend to put our life back together and go on, versus if a man experiences a high volume of trust and he's put everything and all into you, it could destroy him. I agree with that to a degree.
But that's where I feel like there's a little bit of a disconnect, because when you get with an average man, typically you end up building whatever it is that
Right.
he ends up
Yeah.
attaining together. So at the end of the day, I mean, I don't really believe, I've changed my mindset a lot the last few years, so I don't really believe in divorce, but I do understand why men are afraid of it. But like I said, if you're building something together, then what are you so afraid of if it's not actually yours? You did it together.
Yeah.
Versus a man who does attain all of his success and wealth, and then he gets a woman. I can understand that. That part I can understand. But when you are starting at the beginning with this woman, why do you feel like,
what are your
she's going to
fears?
take all my stuff? It's like, no, that's actually ours.
I
don't
agree with
understand
you.
that.
Hey, Alan, girl, how are you? So listen, Alexandra, I agree with you. We are building. So y'all got to unplug. Unplug for a minute.
Invite to Alexandra right now.
Unplug, Alexandra. Y'all have to unplug. Find someone else. I tell you what. Find some YouTubers that have content that only talks about the positive of being married. I don't know if that's a real thing, but find some YouTubers that only talk about the positive of being married. Let me do the super chat, but don't go away. Q, thank you so much for your $19.99 super chat. And she says, SB with love and panel. Thank you so much for being here. You get the Money Line song. Money Line. Alexander, I know you moving your shoulders. And Mel, I know you moving yours too. I can't see you, but I know what's going on. Yeah. So, yeah, Alexander, I just think, I don't know if he's at a point where you can suggest some different things to him, but yeah, just be intentional with it. Try to be intentional with him. If you really want to marry him, be intentional with him. Let him know that you really want the relationship and you want to just work at it intentionally for at least 6 months. If you want to just give it your all for 6 months, trying to meet the needs of each other, and just plug into some different things than what you all or what he's been plugged into, or vice versa, and just see, can you work through those differences to say, you know what, then we can move to another step of counseling. But it seems like y'all need to get on the right page. Y'all on different pages right now.
Yeah. And I just wanted to say one last thing, and I'll hop off.
I'm sorry. Say it again, Alexander.
I just wanted to say one last thing, and then I was gonna hop off.
Sure.
But to your point, when that started happening and those conversations started happening, where I was like, what are you talking about? That's not really, we've kind of already discussed what we were going to do. I actually did divest from a lot of channels. I unsubscribed from a few channels I was watching and kind of took a break from one of them that I was I still love the person's content, and it really changed my life. But I feel like now, like you said, it's like a next step. Okay, now we need to look at, you said, like Anton's channel. I've been more invested with that channel and the Marriage Mind series and stuff like that, because it's, that stuff was taking us down the wrong path. But definitely, thank you for listening.
Before you go, I want to give you some advice.
So Mel wants to say one thing to you, but I just got to tell you this. This has been an outstanding story. You have made the day, the night. We have been here for over 3 hours, but guess what? You just proved the point, because we were talking about how these things influence us. Is it fake or is it real? Or is our expectations too high? And you just brought it completely home. Yeah. But Mel, go ahead and say what you're going to say.
Alexandra, what I would say is I'm red pill, but when I'm hearing your story, no disrespect to your boyfriend, but that's not what red pill is from his mindset. He's listened to too many over extremist toxic channels and being twisted. When I'm hearing your story, I can think of 5 dating coaches red pill that in relationships themselves and marriages, and they would, no disrespect, they would say your man is weak with that weak minded thinking. And you was married. Red pill don't talk about women like you. You was in a marriage and had kids. You were totally different from a baby mama and stuff. And you said yourself, you sound like a real feminine, submissive woman, despite you have kids and everything from outside relationship, but you still with a new man and he has kids of his own, and he's coming at you like This is like nah. I mean, if I was to speak to her, I'd have to, like reschooling myself. Like, you're about to lose a good woman because it's not the red pill is more about accepting things for what it is. So we got better outcomes, but that doesn't mean you put everybody in the same category and stuff.
But Mel, you know what? We said that earlier. When KS speaks, he's not speaking to everybody, but that doesn't mean everybody doesn't receive it.
Exactly.
I really appreciate your feedback.
All right. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Listen, please come back. And I appreciate you in your chat. I love your comments. So thank you so much for being here.
Be on look up my links, and I'm gonna plug you to some marriage-minded channels I follow and stuff. Check them
Wait
out.
a minute. Hold on for a minute. She's over here. Hey.
But you wanted them. I'm sorry. Yeah, you wanted them.
You gonna plug in to
You've been on some
Thank you, sir. Mel, I'm gonna change your pill. I'm gonna give you a blue pill. I think you need to relax. I'm gonna give you a blue pill, Mel. How about that?
You wanted them.
Mel, I'm gonna give you a blue pill. So listen,
people.
Hold on for a minute. Hold on for 1 second. We have a Captain Executive. How are you doing? We got a $20 super chat from Captain Executive, and it says it's the pair character sliding over the floor on his knees saying, go. You know, I want to see this thing. I wish I could see this because a lot of people use that one. But thank you so much for your super chat. And can we get the Moneyline song for him? Who's singing? You did? Is that you? You know all the words. Give me mine. Yeah. So guess what? Captain Executive says go. There you go. So listen, y'all, this has been good. This has been very good. I appreciate this for tonight. Like I said, we've been here over 3 hours, and I usually don't go this long, but you know, I felt like it was a good topic. Jenna says, you know, I appreciate everything that you add. And Mel, you know what? Mel, you know what? You always coming with educating us with something. Did you know that? Did you realize that?
Of course, yeah.
I didn't know if you realized. So I thank you for that. One day I'm gonna meet you and you're gonna come up and you're probably gonna surprise me when you come up. But you always come in with the book reference, the movie reference, or the red pill. You know, I'm glad you're there for that because you know me and Genesis already said we have no idea about these pills at all.
I'm here to school you definitely, man. Yeah, but like I said, there are some extremists out there like crazy. They overtook it because we got more new people coming in here. They point of view. So, like,
You can listen. We got to have a talk one day. Maybe you can help us with the manosphere altogether. Because we need to learn because people trying to push me over to the manosphere and I didn't ask to be there. I need to know if that's good or bad, but we'll talk about it another day. All right. So Mr. Steele, you know, we appreciate having you here all the time. You support me and I appreciate it so much. And you know, you're a fam fave. So until next time, but I got to tell y'all something tomorrow. Did y'all see the SB Nation shirt, security boss? I want to see what y'all think about that.
You want that old jive swing? You take up all of
There we
the
go.
floor.
Nice.
Don't be looking at my breast, y'all. Just look at the SB. For some reason, I feel like everybody's eyes went straight to my breast. You feel it? It got warm. It got warm all of a sudden. But listen, tomorrow I am going to be with Sir Hell. We have a good show planned. I don't know the title of it, but it's tomorrow at 3:00 Central Time, I believe, which is 4:00 Eastern. It's going to be a good one. I need y'all to be there to support. And tomorrow is Saturday. This is an off day, so it's gonna be exciting. So it's gonna be a good show. Be there tomorrow. Sir Hale Speaks channel, 3:00 Central and 4:00 Eastern, I believe. But please don't hold me there. Y'all check it out. But definitely be there for our support. And again, chat, I love you guys. Y'all have done an excellent job tonight. Big Bad Bull, you always get the thumbs up. You in that chat, you going crazy. I appreciate you so much, and all of you that do that. So listen, continue to do so. And thank you for all the support for SB Nation. Listen, guys, don't forget about I Choose You. I need some eligible bachelors. I need some videos, 2 to 3 minutes. I got a lot of women over here that need men. So I don't know what the holdup is. Okay, I'm going to give y'all the time you need, but I need these videos. So y'all take a look at this before we end this live. I'm gonna play the commercial again just to put it in your head. But remember, SB Show 2020 at gmail.com. But here we go. Hello, this is Security Boss. Listen, guys, I'm coming to you with something new and very exciting. It's called I Choose You.
Yes, it's a new dating show, and we want all of you to get excited about it. Yes, it is a dating show. It's going to be a virtual dating show. We want all you bachelors and your bachelorettes to get excited about it. So stay tuned for I Choose You.
Driving around in California, looking for something to make me stay.